Spring Switchbacks back at home and a chance to climb back on top of the mountain in the Western Conference standings. Tonight playing host to the number 2 team of the West, the Seattle Sounders 2. Hello everybody, Josh Howe alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, what an opportunity tonight for the Switchbacks in a place they've been fantastic at this season.
They have Switchbacks 7 wins in a row at home, one of the hottest home teams in the entire USL Western Conference. They're going to look to continue that streak tonight against a very hot Seattle Sounders 2 team.
Well, the Vancouver Whitecaps certainly the last opponent for the Switchbacks, and they took care of business. They got the point, a much-needed point coming back home.
It was an unlucky loss in Tulsa, 2-0 for the Tulsa Roughnecks FC over the Switchbacks. They were able to get that 2-2 draw in Vancouver, as you said, Josh. They're going to look to continue that streak tonight. They've got to get 3 points from this game. Head coach Steve Tritchu is looking for 9 points from this homestand with these 3 games here, and that's going to begin tonight.
Well, Sand Creek Stadium has been a special place for the Switchbacks this season. The question is, if you're head coach Steve Tritchu, the motivation getting his team to continue to play at that high level here at home tonight against the Sounders 2.
You're absolutely right, and luckily I was able to get a moment with head coach Steve Tritchu just a few minutes ago, and he was able to tell us his plans going into tonight's game. Coach, 7 wins in a row here at home. How do you look to continue that streak against one of the hottest teams in the USL and the Seattle Sounders FC2?
Yeah, well, this is going to be a tough game for us. They're right above us in the standings, but we want to come here and compete. We're pretty consistent at home, and we want to take advantage of the altitude like we always do. But like I said, this is going to be a tough game. This is almost like a playoff game for us. So I've got the guys ready. We rested some guys from Wednesday night, so these guys should be ready to go.
As you said, you made a lot of changes in Vancouver. Got a lot of players coming back in tonight. How are they going to look to fit into the starting lineup?
Well, we're going to be consistent with our lineup that we've been winning with. We went there and got the point in Vancouver, which was great because we did get to rest some guys. But like I said, this is going to be a hard game for us, so we've got to come out and compete from the beginning.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see how it plays out here tonight. The starting lineup of the kickoff when we come back.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
At Whole Foods Market, values matter. So all of the fresh beef we sell comes from cattle who've had room to roam. No antibiotics, no added hormones. Third-party rated for animal welfare, raised by people with responsible ranching practices on over 1,000 U.S. ranches. Like Hearst Ranch, because to us, value is inseparable from values. Whole Foods Market, America's healthiest grocery store.
This July on CET, Real Ticket updates us on summer blockbusters on the big screen and the small. Broncos Wednesdays are back as we celebrate the orange and blue. Then meet people and real stories behind the businesses that are changing the face of Colfax on Colfax Chronicles. Discover music and the spoken word now on Sundays at noon. Have a safe and happy holiday month from Comcast Entertainment Television. Shake off the winter cold by warming up your body with yoga. Kelly Moore will lead you through poses transforming your body and mind. Feel the sunshine on your skin as she instructs breath techniques, muscle control, and releasing tension. Living Yoga now in stunning HD, only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
A gorgeous Saturday night of mid-July here in Colorado Springs, Sand Creek Stadium, as the Switchbacks get set to take on the Sounders FC2. Here's a look at the starting lineup for the home team. Starting tonight for your Switchbacks. Number 23, Samir Bader. Number 30, Clay Bejarano. Number 34, J.J. Greer. Number 17, Kareem Smith. Number 25, Jordan Burns. Number 8, Ronnie Argueta. Number 4, the captain, Luke Vercoloni. Number 21, Shintaro Harada. Number 10, Miguel Gonzalez. Number 18, Aaron King. Number 12, Mike Seth. So Mike Seth and company heading into this one tonight. A big showdown against the number 2 team in the Western Conference. Josh Howe alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, you take a look at the lineup for the Switchbacks, and Luke Vercoloni, the captain. It starts and finishes with number 4. He really the anchor of this offensive output that the Switchbacks have seen here at home.
It's great for the Switchbacks to have Luke Vercoloni back. He wasn't able to play in Vancouver, wasn't able to start up there, but it's fantastic to have him back wearing the captain's armband and leading the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC by example.
All right, for the Sounders FC2, well, a different look tonight, and Sam Garza getting the start, number 88 up front.
Quality player. He has MLS caliber written all over him. He's been yo-yoing up and down between the MLS and the USL. Very top player for the Seattle Sounders too, and he's going to be coming in here looking to score the goals for Seattle tonight.
Well, fans, a special family in the house here tonight. Army Special Operations Recruiter Sergeant First Class Josh Brainbridge. 10 years of service in the military with him, his wife Brandy, and children Liam and Finley. Welcome to tonight's game. It is great to have Sergeant First Class Brainbridge and his family here tonight. The weather, a little overcast, but it is near perfect. About 75 degrees, a little bit of a breeze, but all in all, a great night here. The Associates in Dental Care weather forecast for tonight, and the official tonight, Mark Suaro with him. Assistant referee Karen App, Ian Nelson, and Eddie Tuggle rounding out the officiating crew, and we are just about set to get underway. The Sounders FC2 wearing the road white, green stripes, attacking from left to right of the screen, and a Switchbacks the home blue going from right to left, attacking to the goal to the north end. And Roland, as we take a look at the pitch here, certainly a different look tonight. As you see head coach Steve Tritchie looking on, what a job he has done. His team 10-6-1 coming in third place in the Western Conference. And boy, Ezra Henderson not bad on the other side for the Sounders too. He's got his team right now in the number 2 spot at 10-6-2 as well. And we are underway, in the pitch pristine with a little bit of a patchwork job done on that south end.
Definitely, they were able to relay some of the field here at Sand Creek Stadium. Head coach Steve Tritchie was very happy with that. They got a mow in yesterday, shortened the grass up a little bit. It's playing very fast. It's a very slick surface, and hopefully those 2 patches that we have at both ends toward the goals will hold up during tonight's game.
So missing from the lineup for the Switchbacks here tonight, Taylor Hunter got called up to Houston, and Josh Phillips, who has emerged as one of the top defenders in this league, he's tweaked a muscle in his leg, so he is not going to be in the lineup tonight. Tweaked that up in Vancouver against the Whitecaps too. So certainly a couple of hurdles for the Switchbacks to get over here early on against the Sounders too.
Big loss for Josh Phillips, as you said, Josh, to lose him, but Kareem Smith comes in. Smith has brought a massive size to the defensive line. He partners up with J.J. Greer, who's able to maintain that left side on the center back position. So hopefully Kareem Smith will be able to seamlessly fit into the team here, as he was able to do in Vancouver.
Well, the Switchbacks have been outstanding in the opening 45 minutes against opponents, 18-10 outscoring their opponents this season. And of course, the Switchbacks, the number 1 team in the USL, and goals scored 36 coming in. The long throw into the box, headed over to the head of Mike Seth, and that will be played by Seth Carawala. Carawala, a new face in the starting lineup for the Sounders. Number 22, Charlie Lyon, is a face that we were used to seeing throughout much of this season. Lyon won 8 games for the Sounders 2 this year, but he's not even in the lineup here tonight, so it's Carawala getting the start for Sounders 2. There you can see Ezra Hendrickson, the head coach for the Sounders 2. What a job he has done here, second in the conference, and of course a decorated Major League career, won 3 MLS Cups, 3 different teams. Here he is, his team poised now in the upper half of the Western Conference in mid-July. That ball comes out near side. The Switchbacks control. So Clay Bejarano, the throw-in for the Switchbacks, 1 hop. And now Aaron King up front, and that's cleared out of there by Seattle. And a long run is out to play it in goal for the Switchbacks, Samir Bader. When we talked about Carawalla getting the start for Sounders too, how about Samir Bader? A much-deserved start for number 23. He's 2-2-1 coming in. Of course, the 1 draw last week, but Samir certainly a different look than we see with David Agoric, who's been the starting keeper for much of this season.
He has, Samir Bader, as you were saying, he has a tremendous right foot on him. He can easily clear the ball from box to box. He's a little bit better with his ball distribution so far this season from out of the back. He's able to get that ball forward. He's good at throwing the ball. David Agoric unlucky not to get the start tonight, but Samir Bader's going to come in, look to take his chances. We see Miguel Gonzalez picking up the ball on the left wing.
And last touch by Seattle, and now Gonzalez will drop it back. They say last touch by number 10 for the Switchback, so Gonzalez drops it off, and in to throw it in near side is Giuliano Frano for the Sounders 2.
Well done from Bercoloni there.
Bercoloni over to Ronnie Argueta. Argueta far side trying to connect, but right into the chest of a Sounder player.
Ooh.
And he'll flip around, and that's Aaron Kovar. Kovar working across midfield for Seattle. They'll work here to the Switchback in and take it away there momentarily by the Switchbacks. Great tackle on the part of Jordan Burt.
The defense of the midfield for the Seattle Sounders too is going to be important tonight. So far it looks like they've set up with 4 forwards. As we see, Miguel Gonzalez is in here.
He's into the 18. Gonzalez left side shoots in. He'll angle it in and try to cross for Aaron King in front of the net. And a great job of positioning himself to take that away by Seth Carawalla. The first would-be opportunity for the Switchbacks.
Just held on to that ball a little bit too long, Miguel Gonzalez. The space was closed down. The goalkeeper was able to cut down the angle. Carawalla, as you said, and it'll be a corner kick here, which Shintaro Harada will trot across to take as the defensive pairing for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Kareem Smith and J.J. Greer are standing on the penalty spot awaiting this cross.
70th quarter of the season for the Switchbacks. Shin Harada bends it in with the right foot, headed up. And top of the 18, and now cleared out of there with the left foot of Sergio Motamella. Downfield, Harada trying to break loose, and Seattle in fine position defensively. McCormick will play it across the midfield stripe. The Seattle team has won 3 of the last 4 coming in. The last win, a dominating 4-0 victory over Arizona United. In those 3 victories in that 4-game stretch, they've outscored their opponents 7-0. And let's not forget about the Switchbacks, how dominant they've been here at Sand Creek Stadium in their 7 consecutive wins here in Colorado Springs, outscoring their opponents 25-4. And well, we've got all the makings for an offensive showdown here tonight.
We do. 2 of the teams stuck at the top of the Western Conference. If the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC are able to win tonight's game, they're going to leap ahead of the Sounders into first place in the conference, having played 1 less game than the Seattle Sounders FC2. But Seattle's going to be looking for a draw, looking for a win, and looking to stay atop the USL's Western Conference here tonight.
So Seattle will control here to switch back in, and let's not forget for the Switchbacks, this is 3 games in 7 days, and coming off their most lengthy road trip of the season. They went to Tulsa last weekend, and then made the trip up to British Columbia. As that ball sent in the cross, and there's Samir Bader with the strong hands to secure for the Switchbacks.
Well held there by Samir Bader on the cross. He's going to look to distribute this ball well. Very good hands from Samir Bader, an early touch there to get some confidence into the number 1 for the Switchbacks tonight.
Fans, if you visited the new USLsoccer.com website, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub only on USLsoccer.com. Shin Harada up front. Luke Furcalali breaking free, and coming out to make the play is Seth Carawalla, sliding out on the stop as Furcaloni nearly got behind the defense.
You can see the fresh legs there from Luke Furcaloni bursting through from his midfield position, trying to support Aaron King, Miguel Gonzalez, and Mike Seth on the Switchbacks forward line there. Wonderful run from Furcaloni, just unable to get on the end of that through ball.
El Furcaloni has done this so well this season. 8 goals. He's tied for the team lead with Miguel Gonzalez, number 6 of the USL. He is dangerous out in front, and another look at the near opportunity here for Luke Vercoloni.
Wonderfully threaded pass by Shintaro Harada. Luke Vercoloni cuts in front of the defender. The defender takes a little piece of Vercoloni, but that ball wasn't playable for Vercoloni. Good call by the referee there to swallow his whistle and not blow for a free kick.
That's Giuliano Frano on the back end for Seattle. Far side, so the switchback still controlled. Jordan Burt to throw it in. You know, Burt has really come into the starting lineup and established himself on the defensive end, and here he is on the throw in. 8th minute here, no score between the switchbacks and Sounders 2. Burt strong throwing into the 18 and headed out of there by Seattle as Andres Correa has it go out far side. Burt will do it all over again. Burt strong throw, line drive through over the head of Jordan Burt, or rather Mike Seth, and now Burt chips it in with the right foot in front of the box, headed in and a goal! Aaron King and the switchbacks with a 1-0 lead here in the 9th minute of play.
What a fantastic cross for Jordan Burt. Took 2 throw-ins, neither of them were successful. The throw-in comes right back to Jordan Burt. Jordan Burt takes a touch on his right foot, gives himself a little bit of real estate, whips that ball in. Aaron King, questions must be asked in the Seattle Sounders FC2 defense, Aaron King was wide alone inside the 6-yard box. No one within earshot of him, was able to tap that ball in with his head. Had way too much time there from a Seattle perspective. 1-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, 9th minute. What a wonderful cross from Jordan Burt and a great finish from Aaron King.
Aaron King with his 6th goal of the season. Mike Seth, another assist. And how about that? The switchbacks with a 1-0 lead. And this is a familiar scene here at Sand Creek Stadium, jumping out on opponents early. A big reason why they've won 7 consecutive here in Colorado Springs.
You're absolutely right. The Seattle Sounders FC2 are behind the gun already. We haven't even played 10 minutes yet here at Sand Creek Stadium, and already Seattle's going to be chasing this game.
Now Seattle has had the upper hand on opponents this season to the first half, outscoring them 16-11, but here down 1-0 in the 9th minute of play. Shin Harada at midfield drops it in. Good play with the right foot by Mike Seth. Now Vercoloni will go with his left foot. Seth not able to win that ball, and the Sounders trying to get something going offensively. It has been all switchbacks here in the early going as Bejarano hits the turf. He's still down. We play on.
Bejarano looks like he's going to be able to pick himself up and continue. A little bit of a late challenge there. I think the player may have won the ball, but he did take a piece of Clay Bejarano, but it looks as though Bejarano's going to walk that one off.
Here to the quarter, played by Seattle, and now taken away by Luke Vercoloni. Quarter of the 18, Seth comes in, not able to win that ball. Shin Harada back from behind, trying to connect with King, but good defense on the part of Seattle to come up with that ball.
Look at the confidence from the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Look at where they're winning the ball back. They're not letting the Seattle Sounders FC2 into the Colorado Springs Switchbacks half. They're winning the ball early. They're passing it crisply, passing it cleanly. The confidence is flowing through this Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC team here at Sand Creek Stadium.
And the Switchbacks, for some of the starters, they come off fresh. That road trip to Vancouver, Steve Tritchie mixing up the starting lineup. So Vercoloni and some of the core players on this team really with fresh legs here in the early going.
You're absolutely right. Some of the players weren't even able to make that trip because of visa problems, passport problems. Players like Miguel Gonzalez were able to get a few days off, an unexpected rest for those players, and really bring those fresh legs into tonight's game.
So Sergio Moramata working for Seattle, down 1-0 here in the 11th minute. Colorado Springs, this is Moramata getting the start tonight for Seattle, taken away there midfield, and then a win by Seattle. Sounders 2 working it up near the 18, and a good takeaway there by Seth. They'll drop it off right side. Here's the captain, Luke Vercoloni. Good pause to wait for help. Now Argueta up from behind off to Shin Harada.
Well played.
So Shin up ahead to Miguel Gonzalez. He's got Bejarano behind him, and Gonzalez moves to his right. Here's center field, and Ronnie Argueta at midfield will play it here. And there's Kareem Smith working up from the back.
Ronnie Argueta playing the most important position on the field tonight for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, screening his defenders, filling in a defense. As you can see him now scrambling to cover Kareem Smith's position. Ronnie Argueta's been fantastic in the last few games for the Switchbacks FC.
And J.J. Greer, good position. He clears that ball out of the far side. It's going to be a throw-in for Seattle here as Aaron Kovar heads over on the far side for the Sounders 2. This is a great matchup here tonight, as we mentioned. Second and third place respectively for both these teams. The LA Galaxy leading the Western Conference right now with 33 points, but a win by either team and they will sit alone atop the Western Conference standings at night's end. Far side of the 18, this is Sam Garza, now to the top. Seattle works it, it's Frano. Frano shot from way out, and it sails wide to the right side.
That was good, patient build up there by Seattle. Unfortunately for them, their shot was only able to whistle over Samir Bader's goal, but that was good play from Seattle, possessing the ball in the far corner of the field, working it over well for the Seattle Sounders FC2. As we see the shot here again, player just leaning back, Samir Bader, no chance for even a dive on that one, as that one flies easily over his net.
So that was Stefan Fry, the opportunity there for the Sounders too. And the 13th minute, Samir Bader to play it here for the Switchbacks. Strong right leg, line drive across midfield. Big hop, Vercadoni trying to play with the right foot. He's down to the ground. Now the Sounders too, moving in. Shin Harada, great tackle there. The ball high up in the air and securing is Karawalda.
Well played by Shintaro Harada there, taking no prisoners, winning the ball cleanly. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much on it for Aaron King to reach that ball. Well played there by Shintaro Harada, making his tackles, getting stuck in the middle of the field for the Switchbacks.
Now this is a Sounders 2 team known for dynamic attacks and certainly aggressive on the defensive end as well, Roland.
They are. The Seattle Sounders FC2, they play very much like their big brothers, the Seattle Sounders FC. They've got a lot of big players, but big players with quality. They're not just big players who are there just for their size. They're very technical, the Seattle Sounders FC2. That's definitely been passed down from the MLS club, which is one of the clubs, if not the club in MLS right now. They have the most rampant home support up there in Seattle. Fantastic stadium. They're using the Seahawks Stadium right now. The Seattle Sounders the Seattle Sounders are the model MLS organization, and they're leading right up at the top of the MLS Western Conference. Just behind Los Angeles Galaxy, right now at the top of the Western Conference of the MLS. And the Seattle Sounders FC2 are again right behind the LA Galaxy 2 in the USL's Western Conference. It's a nice parallel there between MLS and USL.
Seattle moves into the box, left side, shot ricocheted out of there by Bader. Now to the top, they'll play it again. This is Fry, shot from the top of the box, and it sails high over the crossbar. So Stefan Fry, another shot from out on top. And once again, the defense holds for the Switchbacks.
You can see Seattle Sounders FC2 getting more confident, forcing Samir Bader into a save. Second shot over his net again, but Bader was forced into a save there. The Seattle Sounders 2 are starting to move with a little bit more ease into the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC half. That's going to be a worry for head coach Steve Turchu and his staff, as Samir Bader's been under a little bit of pressure here recently.
Well, we talked about a little bit earlier, Josh Phillips out of the lineup tonight due to injury. Taylor Hunter called up to Houston. How different does that back end look now for the Switchbacks?
Very different. Josh Phillips was the central defender for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and obviously Taylor Hunter being called back to the Houston Dynamo, that shows his quality. He's got next level quality written all over him. So of course, when you take a player with that kind of quality, experience, and motivation out of the Colorado Springs FC Switchbacks FC lineup, that's going to hurt the Switchbacks, but so far they've done okay.
As McCormick tries to run it down to the corner, and offsides the call. Well, fans, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. 16th minute, 1-0 our score in case you just joined us. A header put in by Aaron King, his 6th goal of the season. And that's where we stand here in the 16th minute.
Samir Bader taking no chances there. Would have been a difficult ball for him to catch. Decided to go with a two-fisted punch and was able to clear that ball well out of his 18. Good goalkeeping there from Samir Bader as we see him lining up this thunderous right foot to clear this ball well over the halfway line with ease.
So Samir Bader, a player last year saw a time with the energy from Oklahoma City, gets the start here tonight for the Switchbacks as Miguel Gonzalez going to be able to throw it in near side, so the Switchbacks another opportunity to try to add to this 1-goal lead.
Samir Bader, as you were talking about, has a fantastic resume. Grew up in the Porto Academy in Porto in Portugal. Still sends his old gloves back there. When he gets used with his old gloves, he sends them back so the young goalkeepers there in Portugal can use those gloves from Samir Bader. He's a really good person, really good goalkeeper. He's got a great resume. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of quality, and he brings that into the starting lineup tonight for the Switchbacks FC.
So Clay Bejarano throws it in here near side. 17th minute of play. And Clay going to give himself a little bit of room. Bumps out the advertising sign. Throw it to the 18. Headed up in the air by Seth. Ball straight up in the air. And then there's Karawalda in position to secure for Seattle.
It's amazing how many of those flicked on headers Mike Seth is able to win. He's not the tallest player. He's not the thickest player. He doesn't weigh that much, but he's got a tremendous spring on him. He's got great positional sense. And Mike Seth, goes for all those, as we see there. The ball just a little bit too long for Sam Garza, but back to Mike Seth. He has wonderful positioning skills. He's got a spring on him. He's able to flick those balls on, and we saw him able to get some assists to Aaron King a couple games ago with those headers against the against OC Blues FC when Mike Seth was able to flick those balls on. As that ball just a little bit too far from Miguel Gonzalez out on the left wing.
And Mike Seth can be one of those sneaky good players. Obviously, we know how talented he is, but you look at the numbers, 18 shots, but 3 goals, 2 assists. He can really contribute in a lot of different ways.
He can. He's very good defensively as well. He closes down well. He gets out wide. He plays primarily on the right-hand side of the field for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, with Miguel Gonzalez occupying the left. But you will see head coach Steve Tritchie and assistant coach Waldy Harris switching those players back and forth, having Mike Seth go out to the left, Miguel Gonzalez out to the right. That's something that you'll frequently see later in the second half, just to try to confuse the opponent's defense.
So Samir Bader runs it out of the box and now drives it with the right foot across midfield. And with the right foot sent back over by Seattle. Big hop double up there as pressuring was McCormick, but good defensive position by Greer and Bejarano. And we got a foul call to the play.
Well played there by Bejarano and Greer, just playing a little head tennis between them, able to get the free kick. No need for the referee to pull out a card. It was a cheap foul, but it wasn't an aggressive foul. Bejarano's going to stretch that one out as Samir Bader's going to come and clear this ball here. As we see on the replay, just a little bit of head tennis. Bejarano goes down under the challenge. Nothing untoward about that challenge. Good call from the referee, and Samir Bader will restart play here for the Switchbacks FC.
So Samir working with a 1-0 lead here in the 19th minute. Slowly approach this ball, drives over the right foot across midfield in front of the 18 now. Headed up, getting behind his King. King, top of the 18, flicks it over, and not enough on that ball. He had Miguel Gonzalez top of the 18th, but just not enough to get there.
He did, and it was Mike Seth who won that ball. As we see J.J. Greer stepping up brilliantly from his center back position. Kareem Smith now on the ball. J.J. Greer winning that ball back for the Switchbacks FC. Well played.
And now Smith sends it back to Samir Bader. He'll angle to his right. Take his time. You know, this is the first time the Sounders too have been in altitude. First trip to the Mountain Time Zone. They've got a trip to Salt Lake later this season, but we'll see how this plays out in terms of fatigue as this match ticks on.
That was definitely something that head coach Steve Tritchie talked to us before the game. Really wanted the Switchbacks to try to take advantage of the high altitude, obviously take advantage of the home surface, the home field, and the home fans here on Military Appreciation Night at Sand Creek Stadium. But he also wanted his team to look to really turn that screw, tighten the noose at the end of this first half, the end of the second half, when possibly the players from the Seattle Sounders FC2 might be slowing a little bit as they're, as you said, unused to this high altitude.
Those of you watching in Seattle, we're at about 6,500 plus feet here. So certainly elevation is going to factor in key tonight for both these teams.
The Switchbacks FC will take on the LA Galaxy 2. Help us beat LA.
So 21st minute, the Switchbacks a strong throw in. And headed up there by Mike Seth, and now flicked over by Ronnie Argueta. Pinball around there, Shin Harada.
Foul called against Shintaro Harada there. Just leaned into his defender, just threw his backside into the defender's rib cage there. The referee astutely spotted that. It's going to be a free kick here for Seattle. They're going to bring their defensive partnership. Their central defensive partnership is going to push up into the box. This is going to be a direct ball into the box here. Look to try to get some of these tall guys, these tall defenders for the Seattle Sounders FC2 on the end of this one.
So Seattle with an opportunity here, and a 21st minute.
Switchbacks have to hold a high line here if they're going to be successful. They don't want to drop too deep. They want to maintain the space between Samir Bader and their defenders.
Long drive with the left foot, big hot up, and it'll sail wide to the post to the right side. That's strike by Aaron Kovar, the midfielder for Seattle. So we go the other way still at a 1-0 Switchback advantage.
A lot of yelling going on in the Switchbacks FC team right now. They do not want that ball to bounce. That's the #1 rule from a defender and a goalkeeper there. You do not allow the ball to bounce in your box. That ball bounced twice across the Switchbacks FC box. Luckily for the home team, that Seattle Sounders FC2 were not able to get on the end of that one.
One of the names we haven't mentioned from Sounders 2 tonight is number 55, Pablo Rossi, and he is coming off the bench tonight, so a different look for Ezra Hendrickson, the head coach here of the Sounders 2.
Well won there by the Switchbacks.
Opportunity here in the quarter. Set it up top. Miguel Gonzalez shot left-sided, sails wide to the post, and Miguel Gonzalez, we've seen that time and time again this season. He doesn't need a lot of room to get off. A hot shot, and that time just off the mark on the left side.
Almost no backlift at all on the half volley there. Miguel Gonzalez just firing that one with his right foot just inches past the goalkeeper's goal, past the post, excuse me. Very unlucky for Miguel Gonzalez. As you said, Miguel Gonzalez does not need much room. He's a very diminutive player. He's got a very low center of gravity. He uses that well. He was able to manipulate the space there, take a wonderful touch, set himself up. Unfortunately, his shot just a little bit wide.
And the goal kick across midfield, straight up in the air, played by Seattle. Vercoloni battling at midfield with Shin Harada.
It's clear that the position of defender who's going to be in charge of winning the direct balls for the Switchbacks FC is going to fall to J.J. Greer tonight, with the loss of Josh Phillips, who has obviously been dominant in the air so far this season.
Foul goes against the Switchbacks, and another free kick coming up here for Seattle. 23rd minute as Motomela tosses a ball in, and an opportunity here for the near side is the fans loving it here tonight. As you can see, a little bump from behind on Bejarano.
Bejarano just a little bit late there, caught the player. Free kick here for the Seattle Sounders FC2. And again, Samir Bader's going to need to maintain the space between his back line and himself here. He doesn't want this ball bouncing right on top of the penalty spot, which is exactly where the Seattle Sounders FC2 are going to try to land this one.
Kovar, left-footed strike, bends it in, and Samir Bader able to punch it out of harm's way.
Made his mind up early there, did Samir Bader. Came out well, got a fist on it. Not the most convincing of punches, but he was able to clear that ball out for a corner kick.
And another look, and again, this is Kovar, his second free kick here in the opening half.
Bent right over the penalty spot. Samir Bader made his mind up early, came out, two fists on it, as we see the Heineken corner kick coming up here for the Seattle Sounders FC2, their first corner kick of the night over by the Heineken corner kick.
So Kovar will take it for Seattle. Down a goal. We got a whistle in the box. And here we go. Kovar, opportunity. Strike with her left foot. Backside, headed up in front of the goal box. And now cleared out of there. Here comes Miguel Gonzalez. Bumped to the back. Gonzalez plays on, and we got a whistle. And they're going to call a foul. No card issued on that play.
Referee's upset with himself there. He should have played advantage. He's apologizing to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. That's professional refereeing from Mark Suaro right there. He knows he should have played an advantage. That ball did bounce the way of Miguel Gonzalez there, and unfortunately the referee blew his whistle just a little bit early. But he apologized straight away to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. That was Luke Vercoloni, just for the record, clearing that ball off the line with the diving header there for the Switchbacks to clear that chance, which Miguel Gonzalez was able to break free down the left wing on.
Across midfield, Vercoloni with the left foot, good touch into Mike Seth up ahead, trying to get it to Gonzalez and King, and again, good position on the back end by Seattle. They'll press again. Argueta hits the turf, and now we've got a stoppage here as the official calling the foul on Seattle. And once again, Argueta, Gonzalez, and company creating havoc here on this Seattle defensive end.
Aaron Long there for the Seattle Sounders FC2, just a little bit late with his tackle. The referee right on top of the spot. A lot of Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC players having a debate about this ball. Who's going to get to strike this? Is this going to be a direct strike on goal, or are they going to look for the back post where Aaron King is currently standing? Looks like so far right now it's going to be a direct strike. A little touch off to Mike Seth, and Mike Seth is going to blast this one, try to get it through the wall, perhaps over the wall.
See it.
But right now it looks like Mike Seth is going to take a little touch. Miguel Gonzalez and Shintaro Harada standing over the ball. Mike Seth coming in looking ready to drop the hammer on this ball right here from the free kick for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
Seth with 3 goals coming in. Now Harada taps it back. Vercoloni floats it up. He's got King on the left side, and King able to keep it in play near the end line. Out comes Argueta to retrieve the ball. Argueta now top to Shin Harada. Harada quickly over to Vercoloni. He circles back, tops it off to Shin. Shin up front to Seth with the right foot, can't get it. Now the right side, Burt comes in. It'll roll through the end line, but another corner kick coming up here for the Switchbacks.
This corner kick is brought to you by Whole Foods Market.
We got a Whole Foods corner kick here for the Switchbacks FC, which Shintaro Harada will trot across to take. Not usual for Shintaro Harada to be taking these corner kicks. Usually that responsibility falls to the captain, Luke Vercoloni, but tonight it is Shintaro Harada who's going to be taking the corner kick so far for the Switchbacks over at the Whole Foods corner kick.
So Shintaro Harada here in the 27th minute to try to put him up 2-0 into the box, headed up, gets through. Backside, Miguel Gonzalez there to cover for the Switchbacks. He'll cross it in and straight up in the air, cleared out of there for the moment by Seattle, goes through the end line, and the Sounders to control.
Well, ball whipped in here, just a little bit too high for the Switchbacks FC. Ball goes to the far side. Miguel Gonzalez right on that, able to win that ball, whip it in again. Unfortunately, just a Switchbacks FC head was not able to reach that ball. Good play there by the Switchbacks, keeping Seattle pinned deep into their half. Well played.
And fans, correction brought in from the official scoring in the next booth over. Number 25 is Aaron Long, not Stephen Fry, so our apologies there. Correction on the roster, it's Aaron Long. So Long playing at midfield, number 25 for the Sounders. Seattle sends it in. Left side, it's going to go through the end line, and the Switchbacks control. You can become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content, only on Facebook. So in goal, Samir Bader drives it out with the right foot, high ball across midfield. They're set to play it. And Kareem Smith there to cover for the Switchbacks, chips it down long. Position, Aaron King battles. Now Shin Harada closing in as the Sounders get out of harm's way near side. Seattle will play it. Across midfield, Fronto. His touch, big hop, and then Argueta sends it out, and quickly McCormick here with a throw in. Right in front of it, it goes to Azira. A lot of new faces in the lineup from week to week for Seattle, and certainly a different look than we saw a week ago.
That happens with these MLS2 teams as they were. The Seattle Sounders FC2, the Vancouver Whitecaps 2. They bring a lot of players up, they bring a lot of players down. It's difficult to maintain a hold of their roster, but it's a great way for some of the players to get some very high quality soccer, which we have here in the USL under their belt. These players coming down from MLS, they really don't notice a huge difference in the quality between MLS and the USL. Especially played here at altitude, it's a wonderful opportunity for some of these Seattle FC2 players to make their name. Have the coaches from the Seattle Sounders, looking at these players, recognizing these players, and seeing the quality they can bring to the Major League roster.
Argueta spins it back with a free kick, and now Shin Harada over to take it here for the Switchbacks. 30th minute, 1-0 our score. Colorado Springs out in front. Harada allows his team to get set. Smith angles into the ball now. Shin sends it top of the 18, headed out of there. Clay Bejarano, good position, controls it with the right foot. He'll move to his left. Now works back the other way. The cross, and nobody home. It goes through the end line on the backside.
Unlucky there for Clay Bejarano, cutting in on his favorite right foot, whipping that ball in just a little bit too much on it. It floats out harmlessly for a goal kick for the Seattle Sounders FC2.
You know, Roland, you talked about the strength of this league as we take another look at the strike there by Bejarano.
Cross just a little bit too long there.
24 teams in the league, and this is a league that's growing. The announcement of a new team here this week.
It is. Almost every week we hear a new USL team forming somewhere, perhaps an MLS team bringing another smaller team into the league, another two team to help the MLS roster out. It's a league, the USL, which is growing exponentially, really favoring the USL. The USL and the MLS are becoming the two main leagues in the United States right now, really cutting the NASL a little bit out of that equation. The NASL has fallen off the press right now. USL very hot in the US Open Cup to start this season. They had a lot of great results over some MLS teams, over some NASL teams, The USL is a league that's growing at an incredible rate right now here in America, and it's really great to see. A lot of smaller towns, smaller cities with great soccer populations are finally getting teams that their fans are able to root for, besides just the college teams which might be in their area.
Now, growth certainly in the league, and growth in the state of Texas, adding another expansion team here this week.
Texas is becoming very popular for soccer. It's one of the hotbeds of soccer, along with the Pacific Northwest, where the Seattle Sounders hail from, of course.
Here's McCormick out of the box, deflected off the leg of Bejarano, and an opportunity here. Quarter kick coming up here for Seattle in the 32nd minute. He'll take it from the near side and over to play it, Aaron Kovar.
That Cascadia rivalry up in the Pacific Northwest used to just be between the Seattle Sounders and their bitter rivals, their hated rivals, the Portland Timbers. But now, of course, with the Vancouver Whitecaps coming into that equation, San Jose Earthquakes also in that region as well. You've got a lot of teams up in the Pacific Northwest that are really fighting that Cascadia rivalry now, including the 3 teams with the Vancouver Whitecaps, and the Whitecaps FC2 also have a team as well as the Portland Timbers 2 and the Seattle Sounders 2. It's a wonderful area for soccer in the Northwest where Seattle Sounders FC2 tonight hail from.
Here's Kovar getting ready to strike here in the quarter, and we've got a player getting tended to over the sideline. That's Sir Sam Garza. They'll play on. Strike with the left foot, headed out of there by Kareem Smith, using that size and height advantage to clear.
Well played by Kareem Smith. Unlucky there for Seattle, unlucky not to be able to take that ball under his spell there. He could have gotten another chance at a cross, but it was good play there by Kareem Smith, good positioning. He rose well, was able to get a dominating defensive header on that ball.
Well, Sounders too with multiple corner opportunities here tonight, yet to cash in. Still trailing by a goal in the 33rd minute. Gonzalez off the chest at midfield. Here's Shin Harada now.
Well played.
Far side of Mike Seth, waiting for help, pulls back. Seth wheels around now. That's great defense on the part of Andres Correa.
Was well played there by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. They had some space initially. Seattle was able to flood back, close off that midfield area, and unfortunately for the Switchbacks, they weren't able to make anything of that chance, which they initially had some numbers there, but they weren't able to make those count as Seattle came back well. Team defense there from the Seattle Sounders FC2.
So Samir Bader surveys the field, and he'll dump it off short to J.J. Greer. Back to Samir. Pressure now by Seattle. And now Bejarano able to play it over, not able to keep it in play though quickly. Now Seattle trying to counter. Opportunity here for the Sounders too. 34th minute, down a goal. They'll go in the middle to Azira.
Giuliano Frano on the right-hand side here for the Seattle Sounders FC2, really not afraid to get forward from the right back position, really pressing Clay Bejarano, making him go deeper and deeper in defense for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. It's been good play so far by Giuliano Frano. I've been very impressed with him from the Seattle Sounders FC2 tonight.
Bump there, crowd didn't like the call. Shin Harada whistled for the foul, and quickly as Aaron Long. So another free kick coming up here for the Sounders too. Fans, follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. So Kovar to take it again here for the Sounders too. And here's another glance at that last call.
Shintaro Harada there just a little bit too aggressive on the challenge, wasn't able to win the ball there as we see Seattle here getting ready to bring this one, put this one right on top of Samir Bader again.
Ball into the box, backside, headed through, and it will get through, I believe, the near side.
It's going to be a throw-in, it looks like, from the Seattle Sounders FC2 here, right by the corner flag for Seattle.
Just missed a corner kick, so again, an opportunity here for the Sounders too. Giuliano Frano throwing for Seattle, and again, he's trying to give himself a little more room here on the throw and bumps those signs back, throw into the 18, headed up, and Samir Bader in fine position, but leaping high up in the air. Good opportunity for Seattle. At time it was Damian Lowe.
The referee called a foul there. I'm not exactly sure who the foul was on, but Samir Bader will restart the game here with basically a goal kick here for the Switchbacks goalkeeper. As you see the replay here, was a bit of a one-handed throw in. A little bit of tussling. I didn't see a foul there. I'm not exactly sure who that one was on, but the referee did blow the whistle. It could have been for that throw in, but he wouldn't have given the free kick there. But no worries, no harm, no foul. Samir Bader able to clear that one out to halfway, and the Switchbacks will start again here with Jordan Burt looking for Luke Vercoloni. Quick touch over to Mike Seth.
Seth with the right foot plays it in, and now taken away there by Seattle. It's Azira. There's King pressuring. Clear with the left foot by Seattle. Kareem Smith
well
up
done.
From behind. Great defensive work by Smith getting the start here tonight. Now Shin surveying the field, chips it back, and Shin hard to the turf.
There's no need for that there by Mata. Mata just lowered his shoulder, put a little bit of a chicken wing into the back of Shintaro Harada there. Harada went down like a sack of potatoes. The referee's just going to call both players over here, calm things down. Of course, Shintaro Harada got stuck in just a few minutes ago, making the foul against the Seattle player, but it was Mata there who just left one in. A little bit late there on Shintaro Harada. Good refereeing just to bring the players together, calm down the situations. No card yet, but it looks like that's going to be a final warning there from the referee.
Now Shin, one of the respective veterans in this league, passed the century mark earlier this season in games played at the USL, and here he is at a free kick, right side. Here to the Sounders 2 end. Jordan Burt flicks over to Mike Seth, ricocheted out of there, and Seattle able to win that ball, and they'll send it to midfield. There's J.J. Greer. Greer, ball low on the ground. Here's Miguel Gonzalez wheeling around. He's got room. Gonzalez moves in, top of the 18. Miguel Gonzalez keeps his feet and now taken away, top of the 18. A good takeaway there by Correa.
Miguel Gonzalez really is a true number 10. He's able to create space when there isn't any. As we see Shintaro Harada finally picking up the yellow card. That's incensed the fans here at Sand Creek Stadium. We'll get another look at that here shortly, but Shintaro Harada picking up the yellow card after being involved in about 2 or 3 incidents, one going his way, one going against him there. The referee finally had enough of it, called it back, gave Shintaro Harada a yellow card. A bit unlucky there for Shintaro Harada, but like I said, he has been involved on a couple of incidents, and he picks up a yellow card in the first half. As we see here on the replay of Shintaro Harada's yellow card. Yep, referee had enough, slowing Seattle down, giving Shintaro Harada that yellow card, also having a bit of a talking to with Shintaro Harada.
That's the 36th yellow card issued to the Switchbacks this season, second of the USL coming into tonight.
And here we see the replay. He just goes into Mata. Yeah, they've got some history between them, those two players. You can see Shintaro Harada looks like he wanted to make that challenge. Looks like he wanted to leave a little bit in there after getting chicken winged a little bit earlier, and Shintaro Harada certainly did that. Referee right on top of it. Hopefully that yellow card will keep these simmering tensions down and keep them under wraps. Good yellow card there from the referee. Obviously you don't like to see players caution, but that was a necessary yellow card there against Shintaro Harada.
And what a key piece Shintaro Harada has been to the success this season for the Switchbacks, a midfielder, and with the emergence of Ronnie Argueta, it's allowed Shin to move up a little bit, and where they've been even more effective on the attack.
You're absolutely right. Shintaro Harada, Luke Fercoloni bringing that experience into this Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC team. Neither player does a ton of talking on the field or in training. They lead by example. They lead with their pressing, their good play, their quality professionalism. They're both excellent professionals for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC to have in their lineup.
Well, we see this all the time, but you cannot have enough respect for what Steve Tritchu has been able to do with this lineup. He's mixed it up from the start of the season until midway through July, and the formula has worked. It hasn't been the same every night, but he's gotten the results, and here they are, a win away from climbing to the top of the Western Conference here tonight.
Nobody at the beginning of the season in the USL was talking about the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. It's a good argument to be made that not many fans knew who the Colorado Springs Switchbacks were outside of the Colorado area, but they've come in, they've taken the USL Western Conference by storm, and if this result holds, they will jump to the top of the USL Western Conference, except for the result by the LA Galaxy 2 tonight. LA Galaxy 2 obviously have a chance to extend that lead, but the Colorado Springs Switchbacks have a game in hand over their rivals here from Seattle, and if they're able to hold on to this game, they will leap across and above Seattle into first place in the USL Western Conference, which this late in the season, with already over half the season being played, it's a fantastic achievement already for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, who are already looking forward to the playoffs.
Long ball headed back there by Seattle. Opportunity there for Vercaldoni, closes in. Seattle going to hold possession of this ball. Fans, a reminder, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live and free in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Seattle late in the first half try to get something going offensively. 41st minute, down a goal. They'll chip it up to the top. Here's McCormick. He moves in. He's got room into the 18. McCormick drives in, hits the turf near the end line. No call. And what a job defensively by the Switchbacks.
Looking for the penalty there, but no call from the referee. Dribbled in, beat a couple players, just dribbling out of room, getting closer and closer to the end line. That was a wonderfully played little ball there. Suspicions of a handball there from McCormick. Nothing called. He dribbles through. Ronnie Argueta coming in from the back, leaves a little bit on McCormick. McCormick very upset not to get the penalty call. Unfortunate there for McCormick after a wonderful run. Really well played there by the Seattle Sounders FC2, and they were unlucky not to get a shot on goal.
You know, Taylor Hunter, Josh Phillips certainly anchors on the defensive end, but with their absence tonight, J.J. Greer He has been huge this season, but certainly a chance to star here tonight against Seattle.
Yeah, as we see here again on the replay, Ronnie Argueta coming across, J.J. Greer just shepherding the ball out. J.J. Greer knowing that wasn't a penalty immediately, as we see Luke Vercoloni breaking free down the left-hand side.
Vercoloni moves into the 18 to his right, drops it back to Clay Bejarano. Bejarano, left side over to Vercoloni, moves into the box to the left. Vercoloni to his left, near the end line, sends it in and headed out of there by Seattle. Good position, and again, those forwards, midfielders putting pressure on this Seattle defensive end.
Wonderful play there by Vercoloni and Bejarano combining down the left-hand side. Vercoloni cutting back in, going outside on his left foot, not his favorite foot, able to whip that ball in. Good defense there by the Seattle Sounders too. Will go out for a corner kick, which Shintaro Harada will take as Kareem Smith and J.J. Greer again make their way forward right on top of the penalty spot as we tick closer and closer to the end of the first half here.
43rd minute, 1-0. And the Switchbacks a chance to add to the lead of the quarter. Shin Harada, ball free, top of the goal box, headed up in the air by Jordan Burt, still up in the air. And now Harada with the left foot, sails high over the crossbar. He had room on the left side of the box and just missed on that strike.
Unlucky there for Shintaro Harada, falling on his non-favorite left foot. There were some shouts from the crowd. Could have been a bit of a push in the back on J.J. Greer initially, as we see J.J. Greer picking himself up there. But that ball found its way out to Shintaro Harada. Harada not wasting any time, lashing at it with his left foot. And unfortunately for Shintaro Harada, that ball going just over the net of the Seattle Sounders FC2. Unfortunate there for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Could have made it 2-0 right at the end of the first half.
Sounders 2 now as we tick towards the end of the opening half. 43rd minute. They'll move towards the 18, top of the 18 from behind. Vercoloni. We play on, shot from the left side. Boy, in good position by Motamela. Almost got a foot on that ball. It sails through the end line. And the Switchbacks control here in the 44th minute.
Got a great look here from inside the goal on the goal cam. Shintaro Harada blazing that shot just over. Goalkeeper pulling his hands back. No need to make a save there. Just over the bar there is Samir Bader in the bright fluorescent Nike gear will get the ball cleared here well over halfway line. No problem for Samir Bader to easily clear this ball box to box.
Strong drive with the right foot. 3/4 up the field, and now Seattle. Long way to go here late in the first half. Again, this is a Sounders 2 team outscoring their opponent 16-11 in the opening 45 minutes. The Switchbacks, well, that's been their story as well. They've now outscored their opponents 19-10 to the opening half. And again, that first half dominance has led to a long winning streak here at home, 7 straight. The fans loving what they see here tonight. A perfect night, and it's playing out of the field that way here right now. 1-0 lead for the home team. Harada try to sneak it through. Seattle now looking to run. 45th minute. And spinning there, creating spaces, Garza. He'll drop it off to Motamela. Far side now, quarter of the 18. Seattle moves in. Shot right side and secured by Samir Bader. Quickly gets the ball out of his hands as Miguel Gonzalez awaits here on the near side.
Late challenge there. That's got to be a yellow card from the referee. Late challenge there. Aaron King taken out in the back. He's holding his Achilles. He turned around the defender standing there at the halfway line. Switchbacks FC players surrounding the referee and begging for that yellow card, and the referee's going to call the player back here. We might see him reach to his pocket. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. That was a late tackle. It was an unnecessary tackle. Well refereed there. Brilliant refereeing to give Lowe a yellow card. The captain, Damian Lowe for the Seattle Sounders FC2. He left a lot in on Aaron King there. It was an unnecessary challenge. He was going for the ball, but as you can see there, great camera work by our folks upstairs. Just left a lot in on Aaron King's lower leg there, holding his Achilles. Unfortunate for Aaron King there, but Damian Lowe, the captain of the Seattle Sounders, too, picking up a deserved yellow card. So 1 card each as we take into stoppage time here at the end of the first half.
So for the Sounders, too, they've now been issued 29 yellow cards this season, and Damian Lowe, the first here tonight. Extra time now. 45th minute. We'll wait and see the official time. It's going to be 1 minute of stoppage time here at the end of the first half. 1-0 our score. That came in the 9th minute. A header by Aaron King, his 6th goal this season. That's where we stand. Stoppage time here, first half. Harada, top of the 18, now headed out of there by Seattle. Switchbacks control. Argueta drops it back to Shin Harada to his left. Room to work for Clay Bejarano. And pressured there, and Seattle last touched that ball, so Bejarano takes his time here on the near side to play it in. And and that's going to do it. Well, one half is in the books, and the Switchbacks with the advantage. Colorado Springs gets a goal the 9th minute, a header by Aaron King. They lead at the half. We'll be back after this.
At Kaiser Permanente, everything you need is under one roof. Another way care and coverage together makes life easier. Okay, a little easier. Become a member of Kaiser Permanente, because together we thrive.
Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor. Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television. See the second Xfinity Sports Awards show on CET or VOD as we commemorate some of the best athletes, teams, performances, and coaches from this past season. Keynote speaker Rod Smith gives valuable advice to students on attitude, gratitude, and perseverance. Go to CET Xfinity Sports Report, then click on Sports Awards. Catch the Switchbacks live in action against the Austin Aztecs, Seattle Sounders FC2, and the LA Galaxy 2. The Colorado Switchbacks only on CET.
Looking for something to do in Colorado? You're in luck with Out West. Out West takes you up and down the state finding interesting things to do with the family or a friend. Check out Out West every Tuesday at 9 p.m. only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
At Whole Foods Market, values matter. So all of the fresh beef we sell comes from cattle who've had room to roam. No antibiotics, no added hormones. Third-party rated for animal welfare, raised by people with responsible ranching practices on over 1,000 U.S. ranches. Like Hearst Ranch, because to us, value is inseparable from values. Whole Foods Market, America's healthiest grocery store.
Back here at Sand Creek Stadium, Switchbacks leading the Sounders FC2. 1-0 here at the break. Josh Howe, Roland Vargas back here in the booth. And Roland, what an opening half. 9th minute, the Switchbacks get a header from Aaron King, his 6th goal this season. That really set the tone, and they were able to drop back, play defense. But again, as we've seen to this 7-game winning streak here at home, they get on top of an opponent early on, and they don't let up.
They don't. You're absolutely right, Josh. It was a fantastically whipped cross by Jordan Burt to get that ball into the head of Aaron King. Chance well taken. They had a couple more chances to extend that lead. Unfortunately for the Switchbacks, they weren't able to do that, but they were able to hold that 1-0 lead well into the end of the first half. They're going to go into the second half well on the front foot here.
Well, Seattle certainly has had some opportunities, especially set pieces from the corners. They've been knocking on the door, yet to bust it open.
They have. Samir Bader not really been tested. He's had a couple of crosses that he's had to deal with. Hasn't had to make any saves. Luke Vercoloni, of course, with that header off the line. But there wasn't anything that should worry the Switchbacks too much. There wasn't anything on net to cause too much consternation for Samir Bader. The Switchbacks defense. The Switchbacks have been playing a very high defensive line. They've been able to cut out a lot of those intricate passes from the Seattle Sounders FC2 midfield. It's been well played by the Switchbacks so far.
Well, let's take a look at some of the numbers here for the opening half of play. And you can see their shot advantage for the Switchbacks in time of possession. Big advantage for Colorado Springs.
Huge advantage in the time of possession, almost 60% for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. 7 fouls for the Seattle Sounders FC, 2 to 5 to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Of course, 1 yellow card each for each team. But it's been a half played with a good spirit. It got a little bit frayed at the end. The referee was able to keep that together by giving out a couple of yellow cards, 1 to Shintaro Harada for the Switchbacks. But it's been a well-played game, a fiercely played game, and 1-0 at the halftime is a fair score after what we've seen in the first 45.
And of course, factor in the altitude here as Seattle plays at 6,500 plus feet for the first time this season. Steve Tritchie and company, the Switchbacks looking to close out strong on the match. We'll see if they can do it here in fatigue, if that will play a factor here in the second half. 1-0 our score to break. We'll come back, look at some of the highlights right after this.
I'm quite sure if they're just throwing it at me.
At Whole Foods Market, values matter. So the fresh fruits and vegetables we sell support organic and sustainable farming, grown locally on over 1,000 U.S. farms, and globally with our ethical trade program. Rated for sustainability and grown by people with responsible farming practices, like Staley Farms Organics. Because to us, value is inseparable from values. Whole Foods Market, America's healthiest grocery store.
Discover real people, finding self-reflection, dreams of superpowers, and the strength and courage of Batman. Tragedies become superpowers that each superhero can overcome. What would Batman do? Stand and fight. Legend of the Night, only on CET.
At Kaiser Permanente, everything you need is under one roof.
Awesome. You did all right.
Another way care and coverage together makes life easier. Okay, a little easier. Become a member of Kaiser Permanente, because together we thrive.
Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor, Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television.
This is a message from your inner athlete. Registration is now open for Colorado's largest sports festival, the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games. Competition takes place July 17th through the 19th and July 24th through the 26th. Choose from over 40 sports. All ages and skill levels can compete. Register now at RockyMountainStateGames.org or call for more information. Come out and compete, win a medal, and join the excitement at the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games.
Shake off the winter cold by warming up your body with yoga. Kelly Moore will lead you through poses transforming your body and mind. Feel the sunshine on your skin as she instructs breath techniques, muscle control, and releasing tension. Living Yoga now in stunning HD, only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
Back here at the half, Sand Creek Stadium, the Switchbacks enjoying a 1-0 lead over the Seattle Sounders FC2. Josh Howe, Roland Vargas here in the booth, and Roland, lots of highlights. Only one goal in that first half, but well-played game on both ends by both sides.
We got a chance to see the goal many times in the first half. There were a lot of good plays at the end of during the first half, as we see here on the highlights. A lot of clearances, a lot of shots on goal. Nothing too worrisome for either goalkeeper. A couple shots above Samir Bader's goal, as we see Miguel Gonzalez with one of the best chances of the first half. Just held onto that ball a little bit too long there. Samir Bader coming out, making a good save there. Good strong punch as we see some hard tackling here. The Switchbacks winning the ball back well, deep inside the the end. Unfortunately for Miguel Gonzalez on that snapshot that we talked about, just wide of the post. One of the best chances for Seattle Sounders FC2 came off of these free kicks, off of their set pieces, but Samir Bader making his mind up very early. He's obviously been working on that in training, came out, was able to make the save. A little bit of trickeration here from the Switchback, straight off the training ground, looking at the back post, looking for Aaron King. Luke Vercoloni just unable to find him. That ball was eventually able to work its way back, get back into the box, but unfortunate there for the Switchbacks not to be able to capitalize on that one.
You can see Shin Harada, the quarter kick, the Whole Foods quarter kick, and Seattle, other than the header by Aaron King in the 9th minute, they've really been in good position. Switchbacks not able to get a lot off and a lot by them here tonight.
You're right. I've been very impressed with the Seattle Sounders FC2 so far. They've played well. They've been very technical, as we knew they were going to be coming into this game. They've shepherded the ball out. You can see their defensive style here is to always push that ball to the end line, push that ball wide, let their big men in the center of the field do the work for the Seattle Sounders FC2. And so far, with the one exception of that goal, as you see Shintaro Harada shot blazing over the top here, the Seattle Sounders have been able to limit the Colorado Springs Switchbacks to chances far away from their net.
Damian Lowe has certainly been a force inside for Seattle here in the first half. You can see Samir Bader, and that's one of the emphasis Steve Tritchie wanted on his keepers. Get rid of the ball quickly, and you can see Shin Harada issued the yellow card, the 36th yellow card for the Switchbacks this season. Both sides issued a yellow card. It's been physical, but it's been overall, I think, a pretty clean game here in the first half.
It has. It's been physical, but it's been clean. There's a big difference between physical and dirty and physical and clean. These are two professional teams, professional players. It's been played with a good respect so far. Shintaro Harada, a bit unlucky to pick up that yellow card, but I guess he deserved it. He had about 2, 3, 4 fouls in that first half. The referee finally lost patience and booked Shintaro Harada for that challenge, but it's been a fair game so far.
And as Steve Tritchie said at the pregame, this is a playoff-type game and certainly playoff-type atmosphere tonight. It's playing out that way, a closely contested contest. 1-0 here at the half. We'll see how it plays out here in half number 2. The Switchbacks, if they can close it out, they'll be on top of the Western Conference standings. If Seattle can come back, they will find themselves out on top of the West. We'll see how it plays out when we come back. The second half, 1-0 Switchbacks out in front.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Speed, action, competition, dominance, victory. Inline speed skating only on CET. Get out on the pitch with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Join the team all season long as they take on the best the USL has to offer. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks, right here on Comcast Entertainment Television. This July on CET, Real Ticket updates us on summer blockbusters on the big screen and the small. Broncos Wednesdays are back as we celebrate the orange and blue. Then meet people and real stories behind the businesses that are changing the face of Colfax on Colfax Chronicles. Discover music and the spoken word now on Sundays at noon. Have a safe and happy holiday month from Comcast Entertainment Television. Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor, Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television.
Back at Sand Creek Stadium as we get ready to start the second half of play. The Switchbacks working with a 1-0 lead here over the Sounders FC2. Josh Howe, Roland Vargas, and Roland, the Switchbacks attacking the goal to the south here in the second half. And normally the last 7 games, the south end has been a more difficult end, especially with the turf difficulties we have, as we've seen the crowd continue to grow and grow here tonight. A great crowd on hand on a gorgeous Saturday night, and there, as you can see, the piece of turf that was replaced, certainly a huge improvement over what we saw earlier this season.
We can see there, looks like almost like a green on a golf course there, the differentiation in the color. But luckily, finally, it was replaced by the city of Colorado Springs. Lucky for the Switchbacks, just in time for this game, that square was replaced. There's also another square at the far end, as we see Samir Bader standing on that one as well, that was also replaced. But so far, with the lack of rain tonight, which is a first for us, the last couple games here at Sand Creek Stadium, those parts of the field have held up really well. We shouldn't have any issues with the field so far. It's been a very good surface for both teams to play on tonight here in Colorado Springs.
So the Sounders 2 going to be attacking from right to left on your screen, and near side Kovar plays it here. His team down a goal, and Seattle's been a good second half team, outscoring their opponents 18-15, but the Switchbacks, they've also scored 18 to their opponents 11, so both teams can score the ball. We'll see how it plays out here. First place on the line here tonight.
No changes for either team entering the second half. I wouldn't be surprised to see some changes for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC as we tick farther into this half. As you talked about earlier in the broadcast, Josh, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks really have been under the gun with their schedule lately. 3 games, a ton of travel, a 2,000-mile trip from Tulsa, Oklahoma, all the way up to Vancouver in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. And that's really taken a toll on the legs of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
There's Sam Garza, right side, chips into the box, and Ronnie Arquette, good position with the left foot, but misses Miguel Gonzalez. So Seattle controls front of the throw-in. And circling back is Aaron Long. Long with the right foot, touches it off far side. 2 well-disciplined, well-coached teams here in Seattle and Colorado Springs. No surprise with the Sounders too, but certainly Switchbacks taking the league by surprise. 31 points coming into tonight. The number 3 spot in the Western Conference. Top 6 advance to the playoffs at season's end. Pinball it around, and now Azira plays it along.
The Switchbacks and the Seattle Sounders FC2, they won't meet for a while, of course. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks going out to the Starfire Stadium just outside of Seattle, Washington, to face the Sounders in a few weeks, actually, excuse me. That should be a good game given what we've seen here so far tonight, which has been some very technical soccer, some full-blooded soccer, and 2 teams that are very passionate and very, very, very desperate to try to get these 3 points, maintain their positioning at the top of the league. Well played there by Clay Bejarano. Unfortunately, that ball was not cut out by Kareem Smith. Clay Bejarano comes flying in there, clears that ball out with his off foot for a corner kick.
And you love the energy Clay Bejarano plays with.
Absolutely. Clay Bejarano, he was benched a couple games ago, but he comes in here cleaning up for Kareem Smith there with his right foot, telling his defender to push up, comes back in, clears that ball out now as the Seattle Sounders, will take the corner kick.
Kovar, corner kick header, and right into the chest of Samir Bader.
It's a good save by Samir Bader. Could have been unnecessary in the end, as Clay Bejarano, the aforementioned Clay Bejarano, was standing right behind him, but Samir Bader wasn't taking any chances. Good hands, got both hands behind the ball, was able to pluck that ball just as it met the ground. Good save there by Samir Bader, maintaining the 1-0 lead for the Switchbacks, as that ball is just a little bit too long for Mike Seth here on the right wing.
Well, Seth pressing there, and defensively coverage on the part of Seattle. Good position for the Sounders too.
Bader using his experience there. As I said, Clay Bejarano right behind Samir Bader. He would have cleared that ball if Bader wasn't able to get there. But in the end, it was a comfortable save. His second key save of the night there for Samir Bader. Well done.
Arata not able to get that ball, and Seattle plays on Kovar and company up ahead. This is Garza. 1-on-1 to the far side against Argueta. Now drop back to Azira. To the middle. Long plays it over. Spinning is Moramella. Taken away there by Bercoloni. The captain up ahead. Here's Miguel Gonzalez, room in front. Miguel using that speed. He hits the turf. And we play on.
Damian Lowe there, he slipped initially. He was able to recover just in time to pluck that ball off the feet of Miguel Gonzalez, who was bursting through with the afterburners on. Unlucky for Miguel Gonzalez, but well defended there and well played by the Seattle Sounders too, who've started this half very full of energy as they're closing the ball down incredibly deep in the Switchbacks FC end, led by Garza.
So Samir Bader on a goal kick. Strike downfield, and there's Gonzalez using that speed down the wing. And again, Seattle's in good position defensively. Not many breakdowns at all tonight for the Sounders or the Switchbacks. They've been fundamental on both ends.
It's a wonderful word to use, Josh. If there is one thing that the Seattle Sounders, both their Major League roster and the Seattle Sounders too here, known for, it is being technically and fundamentally sound. They're a very skilled group. As we see, they've got a good attack here bursting down the left wing.
Here's Kovar. Kovar moves in. He's got that strong left foot. He'll tap it back. The shot. Samir Bader leaping up, gets it with the fingertips, and keeps it a 1-0 Switchback lead.
It was the quick feet there of Samir Bader that was able to make that save possible. He maneuvered, he danced around on his tippy toes, was able to make that save, reaching up, leaping up, as a matter of fact, and able to pluck that ball out of the air with both fingers. Good save there by Samir Bader, but a fantastic attack, a wonderful counter-attack there by the Seattle Sounders FC2 down the left wing through Aaron Kovar was able to start that one. Cheeky little back heel inside the Switchbacks box. Good play from the Seattle Sounders FC2 and one of their best offensive moves so far of the night.
So Seattle unable to break this 1-0 deficit here, and another look, and a great touch here by Kovar.
A little bit of cheekiness here. He just takes Jordan Burt wide, flicks it back. First time Samir Bader moving his feet. 1-2, then the other able to reach up and grab that ball here as we see the referee. Now the referee's going to be reaching for a yellow card, giving Clay Bejarano a yellow card as McCormick is holding his throat. It looks as though McCormick is appealing, saying he might have taken some sort of an elbow there from Clay Bejarano. Bejarano going to check on his opponent there, but the referee has booked Clay Bejarano yellow card after discussion with Karen Apt, the assistant referee. She saw what happened there. Clay Bejarano not happy about it. He needs to calm down here. Well played there by Miguel Gonzalez, just pulling his teammate away there, calming him down, but Clay Bejarano has received a yellow card, the second yellow card for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks tonight.
You'll love the fire that Clay Bejarano plays with, but it's obviously the ability to keep that in check. That's the second yellow card issued to the Switchbacks here tonight. So they're 37th of the season.
Clay Bejarano certainly has that fire in the belly, but he's got to complement that with a little bit of ice in the mind so far. It looks like he's running a little bit hot. He's losing his positioning. He's losing his sense, and it looks as though the Seattle Sounders know that. They're trying to get under his skin, and they're doing a good job so far. I honestly don't know. I didn't see what happened there, ladies and gentlemen, on the far side, why Clay Bejarano got the yellow card, but the referee went over to the far side, had a discussion with his assistant referee. She told the head referee what she had seen, and after that, the referee produced the yellow card to Clay Bejarano, so it was obviously something off the ball, as we didn't get a chance to see it here, but Clay Bejarano is going to have to be careful now, being exposed on that left wing for the rest of this, the rest of the second half.
52nd minute, 1-0 our score. In case you just joined us, 9th minute, Aaron King gets the goal on a header. The assist to Jordan Burt. That's where we stand. 2 yellow cards issued to the Switchbacks here tonight. Shin Hirado earlier in the first half. That came at the 38th minute, and then the second issued to Clay Bejarano moments ago. So we are ready to resume action here as Seattle will control the ball. Vans Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Certainly a lot of stoppage time, or a few minutes of stoppage time coming here at the end of this second half. We had 1 minute of extra time at the end of the opening 45 minutes, and certainly see more than that here at the end of this one. 1-0 our score. Seattle ready to take the free kick, and that's Aaron Kovar again, the lefty.
He's going to plant this one right on top of the penalty spot. Samir Bader's going to have to make his mind up very early whether he's going to come off of his line to try to claim this ball.
Kovar bends it in into the 18. Ball still free, and on the backside it's Bejarano clearing it out.
Swings his right foot at it, didn't make the clearest of contacts, but Samir Bader will come out. Got his body behind that one. Well done by Samir Bader to keep that one from going out for a corner kick. The Switchbacks will restart here.
A luxury for head coach Steve Tritchew. David Agoric won 8 games, and Samir Bader working on his 3rd win of the season. And Samir has been rock solid tonight.
He has. Very well played by Samir Bader tonight, and it's a real blessing for head coach Steve Tritchie to have two bona fide #1 goalkeepers. I've said it before, but to have two goalkeepers like Gorick and Bader back there to choose from, to interchange, where you bring in one, you bring out the other. Neither goalkeeper has a glaring weakness. Both are tremendous professional goalkeepers. Both are #1 starters in this USL League. It's wonderful for head coach Steve Tritchie to have both on his roster and be able to chop and change as he wishes.
Seattle going to work. This is Garza. Spins, ricochet out. And a corner kick coming up here for Seattle. It's a Whole Foods corner kick, and it comes at the 55th minute, trailing by a goal. Well, this is the start, as Roland mentioned earlier tonight, of a crucial 3-game stretch as we await the Whole Foods corner kick by Aaron Kovar.
Aaron Kovar to take it again in front of the Colorado Springs Switchback substitutes, who are warming up a little bit more vigorously now, looking to maybe get in this game soon.
Bends it in with the left foot, headed high up in the air by Lowe, and it sails through the end line.
Captain Damian Lowe there, rising majestically. He was able to get his head on it. He took a little bit of a nudge in the lower back, which just threw off his balance a little bit there, but that was a majestic rise there from Aaron Lowe. He certainly, or Damian Lowe, excuse me, certainly got the size on him. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to direct his header on goal.
Damian Lowe use of that big 6'3" frame. Well, great crowd on tonight, and winning certainly helps the crowd grow throughout the season. Tonight, 3,500 plus. A great job of the Switchback staff here to produce a fantastic turnout here on a gorgeous Saturday evening.
Military Appreciation Night here at Sand Creek Stadium. It's a great crowd to have. We saw the United States Army proudly doing a lot of things in the parking lot. They brought one of their Stryker vehicles out in the parking lot on the east side of the stadium here. A lot of fans were out there taking pictures with some of the men from the 4th Infantry and also from the 1st Cavalry, who were here representing the United States Army before the game.
Garza, hard shot at midfield. He's slow to get up. We play on. Seth flicks it up and here's Vercoloni, and he's offside.
Just offside there for Luke Vercoloni. Wonderful touch there by Mike Seth. Eyes in the back of his head to know where his captain was. Unfortunately there for Luke Vercoloni, he just straight offside as the Seattle Sounders FC2 stepped up just in time. That was unlucky there for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
You can see Garza there taking a hard shot, and certainly not going to get a call from the referee on that.
Miguel Gonzalez lowering his shoulder in there, but Miguel Gonzalez is the smallest player on the field, so Garza's going to need to pick on someone a little larger if he wants the sympathy of the referee next time on the foul.
No Academy awards given out here tonight. 57th minute of play. The Switchbacks up 1-0. Seattle looking for the equalizer here is Azira across midfield, and that ball played off the right foot of Jordan Burt as King moves in. King pressures, looking to win that ball, and with good handling there by Miele. Seattle.
Dilly-dallying on the ball there a little bit, Miele, but he was able to clear that one eventually.
Here's Kovar, little room to work. Kareem Smith using that big frame. Good takeaway there by Smith. Shin Harada. Now midfield, here's Miguel Gonzalez. He can move in a hurry. Drops it off right side of Vercoloni. Vercoloni looking to his right, changes it up to the left side. And strong defensive play on the part of Aaron Long, and we got a whistle.
Aaron Long there just getting into the back of Luke Vercoloni. Vercoloni doing what he does best and using his body to shield that ball. Referee blowing the foul here. The Switchbacks are just going to take the sting out of the game as Shintaro Harada is going to take this free kick. The Switchbacks are going to take their time with that one. Luke Vercoloni putting himself in between the ball and Long there, and the referee blowing the free kick.
So Shin Harada on the free kick. Right-footed strike. Sends it in and secured by Seth Carawalda.
Just a little bit too much on that ball from Shintaro Harada.
The Switchbacks have been able to maintain the pressure on Seattle. Seattle with some opportunities here in the second half. 58th minute, yet to break through. They trail by 1 to the Sounders 2. Circling back is Motamela. And just missing there on the direct connect is Garza. Gets it out. Near side, here's Correa. Correa moves there to the corner of the 18 to his right. Dances back, buys some time, and now Garza from behind.
Looks as though Garza has the freedom to pop up wherever he wants in the attack here for the Seattle Sounders FC2.
And closed in defensively, well played by the Switchbacks. On a counter, here's Miguel Gonzalez midfield. Miguel, defender down. Aaron King out in front. King's got room over the left side. Closing in defensively is Frano. King now working to the corner of the 18. Backs off, looks for help. He's got Harada. And now the Switchbacks play it far side. Bejarano over to Harada. patience shown by the Switchbacks here in the 59th minute. Kareem Smith sent back to Bader, and the Switchbacks content to set it up. Big drive, Mike Seth not even close, as you can see the strong leg of Samir Bader, just too much on that ball.
He can easily play the ball box to box. He's one of those goalkeepers, reminds me of the former England international Paul Robinson. He has to take his goal kicks and deliberately take a little bit off his goal kicks. For a person like me, I give everything I can to try to get the ball to the halfway line, but Samir Bader tries to take a little bit off that, as he can easily clear the ball 60, 70 yards, as we see the first substitution for the Seattle Sounders FC2.
So Anderson in, and Garza out of this match here in the 60th minute.
Looks like Garza's race is run up here at high altitude, like head coach Steve Turchu was talking about just before the hour mark. Bring in Anderson. He'll slot up front. Lone striker role, be supported by some of his teammates as the ball is angled up towards the new man here right now.
Midfield, Smith heads it. It'll sail out of the near side. Now the Switchbacks, after tonight, they've got 2 more crucial games at home. The LA Galaxy right now the top team of the USL, and then following that, the Tulsa Roughnecks, teams that have dealt the Switchbacks defeat earlier this year. Here's Gonzalez to take away. Gonzalez out of the 18, goes through the corner now, and a good takeaway there. And boy, how nifty is Miele Band to the backside for Seattle here tonight. Top of the 18. Here's Hirano, and he'll send it far side to Clay Bejarano. Works up defensively, playing as McCormick for Seattle, and taken away there by the Sounders too. And low, clear with the right foot across midfield, and giving chase there is Greer and Smith, and an opportunity here for Seattle. They'll win that ball into the 18, waiting for help at the top. Now this is Kovar now to his left. Kovar, room to work, good drop off, shot, and a goal. Moda buries the goal, and we are tied at 1 apiece here in the 61st minute.
Desperately unlucky there for the Switchbacks, as we saw the fresh legs of Anderson tearing the defense of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC apart. JJ Greer, Kareem Smith got their wires crossed, and Samir Bader was beaten at his near post, as we see here. Kovar working the ball out, and Samir Bader being beaten at the near post. Jordan Burt just a little bit unlucky and too late in getting back there, as Moda was able to fit that ball in between the post and Samir Bader there, 1-1. Gotta say, it might be a bit of a deserved equalizer so far for the Seattle Sounders FC2. They've played well, they've played fairly, they've been into this game, as they're making another substitution here as we tick back from that goal. But it was a fair goal for the Seattle Sounders too. Mata took it well, he took the strike, definitely put a lot of mustard behind that one. Not a lot Samir Bader could do on that one.
And here comes Pablo Rossi. Rossi, the leading goal scorer for Seattle this season, 7 goals coming in. So just when you think the Sounder team may be a little bit fatigued, they're showing some strength here. They tie it up, and in comes their top goal scorer this year, and Pablo Rossi.
Pablo Rossi's a fantastic young prospect for the Seattle Sounders FC2. He's got MLS quality written all over him if he's able to bulk up that body a little bit. And they're bringing him on for Correa, a defender, so it's a very offensive substitution. Going to need a little bit of reshuffling in the back line for the Seattle Sounders FC2, but they're definitely going for the win here with that substitution. Their intentions are clear here, bringing on an attacking midfielder for a defender and a left back there in Correa, who's come out of the game.
So Gonzalez over to Shin Harada downfield. He's got Jordan Burke. Good speed defensively by Long, and Long able to get to that ball in time.
We've got a fantastic last half an hour of this game setting up here at Sand Creek Stadium.
Fans, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Well, exactly what it appeared to be on paper. A close match coming in. These two teams separated by 1 point in one place of the standings. At stake tonight, first place of the Western Conference. All tied up at 1 thanks to the goal in the 61st minute by Moda. Here's Gonzalez back to Bercadoni. Now Shin Harada dancing back near the circle. Far side, Bejarano. Clay, room to work there. Played defensively by McCormick. Now Shin took a yellow card earlier, chips into the box, and up to plate is Carawalda. Carawalda's been strong today, really no pressure on that shot, plays it with ease. Here's Kovar near midfield now for Seattle.
So far, of all the teams that I've personally come in and seen here at Sand Creek Stadium, the Seattle Sounders FC2 have been the best team that the Switchbacks have played, in my opinion, so far this season. This is it's obvious why they're at the top of the league. I haven't got a chance to see the Los Angeles Galaxy 2 in person yet, but the Seattle Sounders FC2 are a fantastic team. They're very technically sound. Their fundamentals, as you said earlier, Josh, are expertly executed, and they're a very large team as well. They played well tonight, deserving of the 1-1 tie.
Chip in intended for Kovar, and defended well by the Switchbacks. Vercoloni dances with it, pressured by Mata. And Mata able to win that ball. He works in line. Mata moves there to the 18, left side of the 18, chips it up and gets through. Opportunity shot from the right side of the box, and that's well played by Samir Bader.
Happy for Samir Bader there to be able to make the save, just take a little bit of the sting out of the game. The Seattle Sounders, since getting that equalizing goal, have come more and more into the game. They're pressing the Switchbacks deeper and deeper in their field. The Switchbacks really need to get their foot on the ball, get some possession here, really calm this game down and get Seattle back on their back foot as they were in the first half.
Well, Roland, we talked about the Switchbacks and this 7-game winning streak here at Sand Creek Stadium, their ability to jump out on opponents in the first half. They get the header in the 9th minute. It looked like, okay, this is going to play out like we've seen it the last 7 games. But credit to Seattle, this is a resilient team here tonight.
It is, as we see Luke Vercoloni there just taking a bit of a shove in the back by Azira. Foul. It's going to be a throw in as we see the speedster, the sprinter, the Olympic sprinter. He's got Olympic speed here. Saeed Robinson coming in for Shintaro Harada. Talk about offensive substitutions. The Seattle Sounders FC2 made one. Now the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC will make one. Bring out Shintaro Harada, who is floating around that central midfield, and bring on Saeed Robinson, who'll go directly out to the right wing.
Saeed, a game-changing type of player.
He is. He's got world-class speed, as I already talked about. He's got good technical ability. He's very fast with his feet. He's able to get off a shot in a limited amount of space, just like Miguel Gonzalez, his teammate. Saeed Robinson's an excellent player, one of the spark plugs in the entire USL Western Conference. It's good to see him back to full fitness. He was able to get 90 minutes under his belt in Vancouver. He slowed a little bit toward the end of that game. That's perhaps why head coach Steve Tritchu gave him the beginning of this game off, but it's fantastic for the fans here at Sand Creek Stadium to see Saeed Robinson back, and he's going to go under the right wing. Miguel Gonzalez pushed out to the left wing, and Aaron Seth is going to drop into Shintaro Harada's position just next to Luke Vercoloni in the center of midfield. So a forward 3 of Aaron King, Saeed Robinson, and Miguel Gonzalez, and a midfield 3 of Ronnie Argueta, Mike Seth, and Luke Vercoloni.
Saeed, of course, working his way back into top playing shape after that ankle injury, missing a few matches earlier this season. Greer clears with the left foot. Pressing for the back is Seattle now. There's Rossi up ahead, and now Seth closes in.
Mike Seth perfectly capable of filling that position of Shintaro Harada. It's good to get Shintaro Harada off, especially after he had that yellow card. His legs, one of the elder statesmen on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, his legs were starting to get a bit heavy after playing a lot of minutes and also picking up that yellow card. So Mike Seth can come into that position. He can play that position well. As we see a little off the ball incident here with Saeed Robinson getting right into the game, making a tackle on Kovar. Referee just blowing it for a foul.
So Kovar and Robinson both still down to the turf. The official moves over and play as Rossi.
It's good captain play there by Luke Vercoloni just to come in and talk to the referee. I doubt Saeed Robinson and Kovar will be exchanging Christmas cards this year.
As we mentioned, it's been physical play, but clean play for the most part by both sides. And at times, Saeed, Kovar is 2 great players. And boy, Kovar, and you see Robinson got in that
a couple
right hand.
Yeah, little hands to the face there from Saeed Robinson. Lucky the referee didn't catch that. Needs to calm down, just running a little bit hot coming into the game here as a second half substitute with Saeed Robinson, but well played by the referee and well captained by Luke Vercoloni, coming across and having a chat with the referee, calming everyone down in a great offensive position here for the Seattle Sounders too.
Kovar the set piece with the left foot and punched out of there by Samir Bader.
Could have caught that one, but decided to punch, and he's punched it almost to the halfway line.
Rossi, far side here for Seattle. Moves in with the right foot, good strike, left-handed side of the 18. And Kovar able to keep it a play on the end line. And Miguel Gonzalez, last touch by Kovar. Good challenge by number 11.
It's good to see Saeed Robinson playing some defense there, tracking back from his right wing position.
If you visit the new USLsoccer.com website, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub only on USLsoccer.com. Samir Bader on the goal kick here, 69th minute. We're certainly going to have extra time coming at the end of this one. all tied up at 1 apiece. First place of the Western Conference on the line here tonight in Colorado Springs. Gorgeous Saturday night. And a great turnout is Bejarano. Off to Argueta. Clay runs it left side near midfield. Now Bercoloni looks back. He's got room on the right side. Jordan Burt now. Kareem Smith up from behind.
Luckily for the Seattle Sounders FC2, we haven't had the heat normally associated with these mid-July games in Colorado Springs. Obviously, the high altitude comes part and parcel, but we haven't had the heat today. It's a very cool, very calm night with a slight breeze blowing in from east to west.
And Saeed on the cross and headed out of there. Ricochet off the body of Aaron King. And quickly, Carawada able to play it, but boy, you can see the kind of pressure Saeed Robinson puts on a defense.
His speed causes all kinds of confusion within the Seattle Sounders FC2 defense. Crossing that ball in here, headed back out, unlucky for that ball not to fall to Aaron King.
Another substitution coming up here for the Sounders too. This will be the third substitution of the half for Seattle, and it looks like Lorenzo Ramos getting set to check in here for Seattle momentarily. And coming off, Duncan McCormick. So McCormick off in the 70th minute. So you've had Garza leave in the 60th minute, Correa in the 61st, and now McCormick out in the 70th minute.
Just shows the depth of the Seattle Sounders, both their major league roster and the USL roster. They've got tons of depth, they've got tons of good players, and they're able to chop and change those players at will and not really lose too much in terms of the professionalism and in terms of the quality of play on the field at any time.
And that sails out off the right foot of Aaron King, or check that, Kareem Smith. Tovar quickly on the throw at midfield.
As we see that ball lost in the fans there, that one was almost cleared out of the stadium by Kareem Smith.
Now settle in, folks. We've got a great finish on tap here tonight. All tied up at 1 apiece. A goal for the Switchbacks in the 9th minute. And then Seattle counters at the 61st minute. Mata with a beautiful goal to even this one up. That's Zazir at midfield, up ahead now. Rossi plays it. Checked into the game here, the 61st minute.
A lot of space is beginning to show up in the middle of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC midfield. Ronnie Argueta is becoming more and more isolated there, holding in front of his defensive players. Luke Vercoloni and Mike Seth need to work back and give their defensive partner a little bit of help as the Seattle Sounders are trying to build their attacks from the center of the field out wide through Azira. Quick balls out to the wing play, and the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC just need to rotate back and snuff some of these attacks out from the from the Seattle Sounders FC2.
Vercoloni midfield, he's got space. Off to his left, Miguel Gonzalez. So good little move to free up some space for Coloni.
Very well played.
And Luke to his left, spins back now. Luke slides it in and just misses Mike Seth.
Unlucky there from Vercoloni. Wonderful combination play there between Vercoloni and Gonzalez in the middle of the field for the Switchbacks.
72nd minute. Fans getting the wave going here at Sand Creek Stadium. You love the energy, and boy, why not? They've got a great product on the field here. Team that's in 3rd place, battling for the top spot here tonight. Showing their support as a soccer community. The interest, the strength in the game of soccer just continues to grow here in Colorado Springs. It's been a good fit here in their inaugural season.
It has a city not known for its soccer. The Air Force Academy obviously has a bit of a soccer tradition. Colorado College, not so much, but the Switchbacks certainly bringing professional soccer, finding a great home here in Colorado Springs with their fans growing almost every game here at Sand Creek Stadium.
So ball near side, and this will be played in by Jordan Burt. So no substitutions for the Switchbacks here in half number 2. The Sounders 2 with 3 substitutions already. JJ Greer circles back, and now Kareem Smith plays it across midfield to the near side. Low ball. Seth off the left foot, circles back. Seth quarter the 18 now. Trying to chip it into Saeed Robinson. That misses. Last touch by Seattle. They'll play it in the corner now with the left foot, driven down near midfield. Kareem Smith, good ball with the right foot, able to keep it in play. Bird up ahead. Now King from behind. Ricochets off a Sounder 2 player. Now Miguel Gonzalez.
Kareem Smith is slotted in seamlessly well and next to J.J. Greer. It's obviously a huge loss for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC to not have Josh Phillips available tonight with that muscle injury, that lower body injury as they call it in hockey. We don't know exactly what's wrong with Josh Phillips, but it doesn't look like he's going to be out for long. But it was a huge loss for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, but that loss has really been negated so far in the first 75 minutes by Kareem Smith. Kareem Smith playing right next to J.J. Greer. He's done an excellent job winning those balls in the air, playing the ball out of defense well with his feet. Excellently done by Kareem Smith as we see the big man on TV right now, one of the biggest men I've ever seen in the center back position. He's a giant man there. Kareem Smith, number 17 for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. He's played fantastically well tonight.
Yeah, Kareem Smith with the hip injury earlier this season, and was tough. He was healthy, but boy, they didn't have room for him in the starting lineup, but he has been patient. Here he is back in the starting lineup and playing well here in a 1-1 tie against the Sounders, 75th minute. And Kovar off the body of Robinson and sent back in the long legs of Damian Lowe, and he'll set it up. Mata, 3/4 of the way down the field and up from behind, and that just misses the right foot of Azira.
That was unlucky there for Azir. That was the hole I was talking about in the Colorado Springs midfield, the hole just between defense and attack there. And luckily for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, Azir wasn't able to capitalize.
Here we go, Syed Robinson, right side. He's working one-on-one on Aaron Long. Syed in line and taken away, and that is well defended. They have maintained their discipline against the explosive Syed Robinson.
Very good defensive display so far from Seattle Sounders FC2. Of course, that first goal, Aaron King wide open. Questions had to be asked after that, but apart from that one chance, the Seattle Sounders FC2 have been rock solid defensively tonight, snuffing out every kind of chance that the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC can throw their way.
Well, just what you want to see at the top of the USL standings of the Western Conference. These two teams going toe-to-toe, goal for goal, 1-1 our score here. Fans, reminder, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. You can follow the USL on Twitter as well to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive getaway only on Twitter. J.J. Greer midfield for the Switchbacks. Seth to Greer, back and forth across midfield. They'll enter the Sounders 2 end. Chipped it up, quarter of the 18. Seth not going to get there in time, goes through the end line.
Just unlucky there for Mike Seth. J.J. Greer picking at his teammate. Ball floated over the top, but as soon as that ball hit the surface, it skidded off the surface and out of bounds. Unlucky there. It's both teams starting to look a little bit winded, a little bit tired here as we take into the last 15 minutes of tonight's game.
And you can hear the background. They just announced the attendance tonight. The fans well aware of the great turnout tonight. 3,500 plus. Jordan Bird across midfield. Gonzalez bumped from behind, and now Rossi. Out of the corner, Bayerano, good position, and Clay turns and wins that ball for the Switchbacks. Argetta now quickly to his right and take it away there by Rossi.
Don't want to lose the ball there for the Switchbacks FC, but luckily for them, Seattle Sounders FC2 were not able to capitalize.
And good pressure by Aaron King on the backside. His long forced that ball out on the near side.
Heineken beer vendors doing great business tonight here in the back of Sand Creek Stadium.
Great turnout this season in terms of vendors, with so many fine sponsors helping support Switchback soccer in the community.
I get hungry every time I come to work here with that wafty barbecue wafting through the broadcast booth here at Sand Creek Stadium.
Little barbecue, little ice cream,
little Heineken,
nice cold beverage.
Indeed.
A lot of selections out here at Sand Creek Stadium. Here's Azira now. Rossi, quarter of the 18, moves in.
Nice.
Top of the 18, Kovar, a little bit too far out in front, a little too strong on the touch. Now Saeed, an opportunity. Good ball to midfield. King moves.
Well held up there by Aaron King, but unfortunately for the striker, he just didn't have the support. Miguel Gonzalez and Saeed Robinson went above Aaron King, but Aaron King was just left a little bit isolated there, unlucky not to be able to find some support as that ball goes out for a Sounders FC2 throw-in.
And that ball defended by Damian Lowe, and Lowe just an impressive player, 6'3", and looks like he glides out there on the field.
He does. He just As you said, he glides across the grass. He moves very well. He's got a very long gait, but he uses that gait to good ability, and his positioning has been fantastic so far tonight. He was a little bit unlucky to slip earlier when Miguel Gonzalez was running through, but he was able to get up just in time and cover that and take that ball off of Miguel Gonzalez's foot to prevent a chance for the number 10 for the Switchbacks FC.
Low controls out of the back for Seattle. There's Low up in the circle, and now they'll play it to Mata. Mata had the goal, the equalizer in the 61st minute. That's where we stand here.
I've been very impressed with Kovar tonight as we see the ball looking for the number 11 again down the left wing. Kovar's been, I think, Sounders FC2's best player tonight. He's been involved. He's been taking corner kicks. He's been taking free kicks. He's been playing very well tonight, the young man.
Ball played to the corner here by the Switchbacks. As Jordan Burt directs traffic, and you can see a substitution. There's another. You talk about the Energizer Bunny and Saeed Robinson. Don't forget about Marty Mabin.
One of my favorite players, Marty Mabin, the young man from Belfast. He's going to come on here in a couple minutes at the next stoppage of play. Not sure who he's going to replace. If I had to put money on it, I would say Aaron King. We haven't had a confirmation of that yet, but we'll see that right now as Marty Mabin's going to check into this game.
So here he comes. Mabin is going to spell Aaron King. King has given some fantastic minutes tonight. Of course, got the only goal of the match. And he hears it from the fans. Why not? Aaron King, the veteran. Outstanding effort here tonight.
Perfectly set up now. About 10 minutes left, plus some stoppage time, which we will have 2, 3, 4, possibly minutes of stoppage time. Perfectly set up for Marty Mabin to come into this game, snatch a winner here in the last 10 minutes of regular time.
So King out, Mabin in, up front for the Switchbacks. Jordan Burt set to throw it in near side here in the 81st minute. One hop to Vercodoni, back to Burt. Sends it down the near side, and there's Marty Mabin tied up initially.
Great strength from Mabin there, great upper body strength. Luke Vercoloni's going to get this ball wide. Good attack so far from the Switchbacks to Bejarano.
Bejarano closes in with the right foot and on the cross and just shoots across the quarter side. He had Saeed Robinson with room to work on that right side, but just too much on that ball.
Clay Bejarano cutting in on his right foot as we saw in the first half, looking for that back post, and again just a little bit too much mustard on that ball. Just got held up in the altitude, floated out of bounds harmlessly there for the Sounders FC2.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here on CT Sports and KRDO News Radio 105.5 FM at 1240 AM. A simulcast of Switchback Soccer. Vercodoni across midfield. Saeed Robinson now to his right. And that is well defended by Seattle. And again, Aaron Long has given Saeed Robinson all he can handle here tonight. Mata, bump from behind Kovar, chips it back, and Miele sends it back to the big guy, Damian Lowe.
And there's the stride I was talking about. Easily steps up, plays a nice ball forward there from the central defender. Well played again by the Sounders FC2.
And J.J. Greer in position for the Switchbacks, and they will march on. Fans, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content.
Great pass by the outside of the right foot there by Saeed Robinson, switching the play beautifully to Clay Bejarano.
And Gonzalez hits the turf, and quickly we play on.
Good advantage played by the referee there.
Up ahead, Rossi's got room, quarter of the 18. Rossi moves in, low shot, and it just sails wide to the left side. He had a man moving out of the back post, and I believe that was a shot attempt, but boy, they had a chance to knock it in and go in front here in the 83rd minute.
Ended up being a bit of a schross there, a half shot, half cross there by Rossi, an impressive player. Ball goes whistling in front of Samir Bader's net. Heart and mouth time for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Anderson, the second half substitute, just unable to get the end of his cleats onto that ball. Very unlucky for the Seattle Sounders too. Wonderful advantage played by the referee there in the build up to that almost goal there for the Sounders too. As Marty Mabin is in, pulled back a little bit there. No call from the referee. Defender had a handful of Marty Mabin's jersey there. Marty Mabin just unable to get on the end of that one as Carawala, comes out and claims that one. But Marty Mabin there just unlucky not to get on the end of that ball.
Well, a near chance on both ends, but we stay tied up at one here, 83rd minute. Throw out fatigue tonight because Seattle has played this one well. Rossi coming off the bench of the second half, 3 substitutions. And that has been the recipe for success for Seattle here in the second half. They'll move it to the 18th shot, diving to his right. Another fantastic Fantastic save by Samir Bader.
Well held there by Samir Bader as he gets the quick goal clearance out a little bit too far there for Saeed Robinson, who might pick up the scraps. Just a little bit unlucky, but well held there by Samir Bader. Needed 2 bites at that cherry in order to hold on to that ball, but Samir Bader was able to hold on to that ball and keep the Seattle Sounders FC2 from getting a shot on goal. Well played there by the Switchbacks goalkeepers. We've got a frantic last 6-7 minutes on tap here at Sand Creek Stadium. Chances at both ends of the field.
6-7 minutes in regulation, and of course we're going to see some stoppage time, so this is going to be a great finish. Everything you want at the top 2 or 3 teams of the league. Seattle 2, Colorado Springs 3, a win, and the victor here tonight is on top of the Western Conference, at least for a few moments. LA Galaxy, we'll see what plays out there, but certainly an opportunity for both these teams, and boy, the league has to love what they see here tonight. Quality soccer by 2 of the elite teams here midway through July. And another substitution, so Kovar, who has been a difference maker here tonight, and Togovila is in for the Sounders too. So that's substitution number 4 for Seattle, comes in the 85th minute.
Kovar's been fantastic tonight, one of the best players on the field from either team. Just ran his race up at high altitude for the first time this season. As you mentioned earlier, Josh, they haven't played the Real Monarchs from Salt Lake City yet, but it's been a fantastically played game here as we see the chance here. This looks like it's going to be the Schross coming in, the half shot, half cross, blazed across Samir Bader's net. Nothing the goalkeeper could do. Lucky there for the Switchbacks, that ball didn't go in.
And the throw on back to live action and cleared out of there with the right foot of J.J. Greer. And it's going to hop over the line to the far side. Quickly the throw now for Seattle.
As we see here on the replay, Seattle with another opportunity. There's Samir Bader going down, catching that ball. Well saved there by the Switchbacks number 1, Samir Bader.
And on the live action, Jordan Burt, good coverage defensively for the Switchbacks. So Samir Bader will set it up in the goal box. All tied up at 1 here. 86th minute of action. Switchbacks and Sounders 2. Bader, strong strike with the right foot, 3/4 of the way down the field. And there Gonzalez pushes. Not able to win that ball. Vercoloni covers behind him. And now Seth sheds off. Here's Saeed Robinson. He's got room on the right side. Saeed moves in into the box, and quick strike, but boy, that was well defended. Saeed really no place to go with that, but to the near post.
Snapshot there by Saeed Robinson, using the defender to screen the goalkeeper, looking for that top corner. Just unlucky as that ball flies over the top of the net. Just a bit too high there for Saeed Robinson as he uses the defender expertly, takes it out on his right foot. Goalkeeper had that one covered. Unlucky there for Robinson.
You know, Roland, we've seen Saeed get behind a lot of the defensive lines here this season. Tonight, though, Long has played him well. He hasn't had that, he's had the burst, but not able to get by like we've seen him in games here earlier this season.
The Sounders FC2 definitely aware of the speed of Saeed Robinson coming into this game. They've done their scouting, they've done their homework, and they've been able to isolate him, and they've been able to use 2 defenders on his side of the field to keep him from getting in behind their lines.
87th minute here, Sounders 2 with the ball. They tied it up at the 61st minute. Mata the goal. Yeah. And this gets through the end line and a corner kick coming up here. So a possible huge miscue for Seattle late in the second half.
Somebody get a tent for this circus. That ball just jumped right over the goalkeeper's foot there. Little hobbly-bobbly on the surface there, and it's going to be a Heineken corner kick here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Just a couple minutes left. This is a fantastic opportunity from the Heineken corner kick.
Vercoloni touches it in. Too strong. Miguel Gonzalez not able to get it. And here comes Lowe. Room to work up ahead. In Seattle, a chance to go ahead. Seattle moves in left side and take it away there. What a win by the Switchbacks, and hitting the turf hard is Argueta. He's down, rolling on the turf, and the red card comes out.
That's a red card. Ronnie Argueta there. Fantastic defensive win. He breaks forward with the ball there. The Seattle Sounders FC2 player there, Mata, the goal scorer, comes across, gives him an elbow right to the middle of the face to Ronnie Argueta. Mata's going to say he's sorry, but he's got to leave the field immediately. Direct red card from the referee. Just an elbow right to the face of Ronnie Argueta, who's not accepting the apologies. There was absolutely no reason for that from the Seattle Sounders FC2 goal scorer, Mata, tonight. Ronnie Argueta with the fantastic challenge. Mata was probably a little bit frustrated about that. The referee comes comes over, calms things down, hands out the red card, but there was no option for the referee there. As you see Mata leaving it in there, the elbow right to the middle of the face of Ronnie Argueta. Ronnie Argueta rolling around in pain, and a deserved red card. So the Seattle Sounders FC2 will play the rest of this game, only a couple minutes down to 9 men. Sergio Mata, the goal scorer, red carded here in the 89th minute for swinging his elbow out, catching Ronnie Argueta right in the center of the face.
So Mata scored the only goal of the match for Seattle. He is out here. Red card in the 89th minute.
Look at that tackle there from Ronnie Argueta. He wins the ball back. It wasn't Mata. Mata obviously a little bit angry that his teammate was stripped of the ball, but it was an expertly tackled there by Ronnie Argueta. No need for that, as we see the throw in over here over by the Heineken corner with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC looking to turn the screw here, get a goal right at the end, playing against 10 men.
90th minute regulation. Lowe heads it out, and now off the right foot of Azira, midfield, and back to covers J.J. Greer. Ricocheted off, opportunity here, one-on-one, and pressured in the back.
It's been a real spark. Armstrong for the Seattle Sounders FC2 coming in off the bench. He's done a lot of good work so far. Kareem Smith, J.J. Greer teaming up there. And the Seattle Sounders FC2 will take as long as they possibly can to take this throw in, as the referee's taking note of the little bit of time wasting going on here from a team down to 10 men.
Well, Onyx Anderson adding a lot to Seattle here, coming off the bench in the second half. Anderson plays it far side, and defended by Bejarano.
Well done.
And Miguel Gonzalez win there for the Switchbacks. Here's Vercaloni.
Got the break.
Mike Seth at midfield. Seth now across midfield. Saeed Robinson, all kinds of room here near side. Saeed pushes it across. Side of the 18. Saeed corner of the 18 rolls through the cross and off the chest of Lowe. And the Sounders too able to clear it out of there for the moment. So we tick towards extra time. 4 minutes of extra time to decide this one. Tied up at 1. Up ahead, this is Anderson again. Onyx Anderson, 1-on-3. Anderson moves in, crosses it over the 18, and sliding out of Samir Bader.
Tried to do a little step over there, wasn't able to get that one under his spell. J.J. Greer stepped up to play the offside trap. Kareem Smith didn't. That's why Anderson was onside here. Tries to do a little twinkle toes, little Ronaldo, doesn't quite pull it off. Samir Bader, quick off his line, able to snag that ball. Good defense as the Colorado Springs push forward here with Ronnie Argueta.
And Smith, a good job to shield off Anderson as Bader came up to make the save. So here we are, extra time. 4 minutes of extra time. We're nearly a minute into this stoppage time here at the end of regulation. Argueta far side over to Clay Bejarano. Switchbacks wanting a win to the worst away, and the 3 points to vault on top of the Western Conference standings. Here's Argueta. Up top to Vercaloni from behind. Rossi hits the turf, no call. Now we've got a late whistle, and they're going to
That'll be a yellow card.
This on Vercaloni, I believe.
That's going to be Ronnie Argueta, I think, Josh. It's going to be a yellow card for Ronnie Argueta. Yep, that's correct. Rossi there just dancing over him. I don't think there was much contact made, but Ronnie Argueta certainly went to ground a little bit early there, as we see Ronnie Argueta going to ground. Oh, excuse me, there was contact made. That was a definite foul. Rossi taking the foul, sportingly getting up there, not asking for the yellow card, but the referee coming across. The referee who's had a fantastic game tonight, Ronnie Argueta, picking up a yellow card for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
Third yellow card dealt to the Switchbacks tonight. Murata with 1, Bejarano with 1, and now Argueta. A free kick sent in, and a good defense by Bejarano playing at the corner. Goalkeeper. The cross, and Bader in position for the Switchbacks.
Probably got one attack left in them here, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, as we tick ever deeper into this game. We've got 2 minutes left here. Not many more chances for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. They've got to pump this ball into the box. They've got to forget about this stuff in the middle of the field. They got to get this ball wide. They got to get this ball into the box here. Get it on Marty Maben's head, Mike Seth's head. Try to get a chance, a shot on goal.
Gonzalez off the right foot, outside part of the foot, gives it off to Vercaloni. Vercaloni comes near side of Jordan Burt. They're spreading out the Sounders too here, and that ball right into the foot of Seattle and sent out. So a break there for the Switchbacks, and see if they can regroup here with about a minute 30 to go in extra time, and another look.
Good hands there from Samir Bader.
And back to live action, quarter of the 18 headed up. Seth hits the turf, and Lowe plays it straight up in the air. Vercaloni looking to win that ball. Good position by both players, and Seattle wins that, but there's Argueta help on the backside, and Argueta spins to his right. Ronnie chips it up. Here's Miguel Gonzalez.
Get it wide, get it wide. Got to get it wide.
Help near side. He's got Jordan Burt. Burt chips it up and flicked over near side to Saeed Robinson.
There it is.
Get by the defender. Saeed does get by the defender. He's into the box, crosses it, and good position there. Again, it's Damian Lowe. He has been outstanding tonight defensively for Seattle.
Unfortunately, no Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC players making that near post run. It was wonderfully done by Saeed Robinson to get that ball in.
Chipped into the box and headed out of there over the top of Saeed Robinson. And strong play defensively.
Well done.
Now Kareem Smith, good win at the midfield mark.
Very well done.
Final seconds of stoppage time, about 20 minutes or 20 seconds to go stoppage time. Jordan Burt, perhaps one last shot into the 18. And it sails through the end line, so quickly a corner kick here. And time ticking down, extra time here. The throw in.
No, it will be a corner kick. You were right, Josh. Excuse me. It will be a corner kick here. Luke Vercoloni, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, bringing every single player into the box here. Save their goalkeeper.
Here's Vercoloni. One last shot for the Switchbacks. Right-footed strike. Sends it into the box. Backside. Headed up in front of the goal. And it's saved. A perhaps game-saving stop by Seth Carawala. And that should do it.
Desperately unlucky there, J.J. Greer. Magnificent leap. He was able to get over his defender. Just wasn't able to get his head onto that ball. As the referee blows full time here, 1-1 result here. What a game at Sand Creek Stadium. What a fantastic finish we had here.
Well, two of the elite in the USL showing just that here tonight. What a match, and it ends in a 1-1 draw. So both these teams picking up a point. And they're right there in terms of challenging for the Western Conference crown in mid-July. This one ends in a draw. The Switchbacks in Seattle, much respect from both sides. It ends in a draw. We'll be back with the postgame after this.
Headed to the mountains? Watch Good Morning Vail now on CET Comcast Entertainment Television for everything you need to know before you hit the slopes. Good Morning Vail, your local resource for mountain weather, snow totals, and travel conditions. We'll be your guide from the first chairlift ride to the final run of the season. So don't miss the fun. Watch Good Morning Vail live every day at 7 a.m. on Comcast Entertainment Television. Good Morning Vail. Be in the know before you go.
This is a message from your inner athlete. Registration is now open for Colorado's largest sports festival, the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games. Competition takes place July 17th through the 19th and July 24th through the 26th. Choose from over 40 sports. All ages and skill levels can compete. Register now at RockyMountainStateGames.org or call for more information. Come out and compete, win a medal, and join the excitement at the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games.
We made it! What a match here at Sand Creek Stadium tonight. This one has just gone final. The Switchbacks of the Sounders FC2 end in a 1-1 draw. So both pick up a point and both stay right near the top of the USL standings of the Western Conference. Josh Howe back here in the booth. We're awaiting our post-game interview at Aaron King. But when you take a look at these two teams, the Switchbacks 31 points coming in. They were third of the Western Conference. Seattle Sounders FC2, they were second of the standings with 32 points. So right now Seattle picks up a point. They are tied with the LA Galaxy 2, at least as of tonight's standings, with 33 points, and the Switchbacks now with 32. So they are both right there in terms of challenging for the Western Conference crown. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here tonight. What a match this was. Evenly played. Time of possession, the Switchbacks dominated 59% in the first half, but boy, the Sounders, too, got it going in the second half, 51%, so they had a slight edge here thanks to a big shift in the second half. Fouls, this one was closely played. Corner kicks, pretty much even. Shots, advantage Seattle. They really turned up the heat in the second half. 11-7 advantage for the Sounders FC2 in the overall game. Well, we've got our star of the game tonight for the Switchbacks, Aaron King. Got the header in the 9th minute. He's standing by with our Roland Vargas. Roland?
I'm here with striker Aaron King. Aaron, fantastic goal for you. Unlucky not to get the winning result. I know your goal means a lot, but what is the team result? You guys showed a lot of resilience, able to get this 1-0 draw, or 1-1 draw, excuse me.
Yeah, Seattle, good squad. Definitely a good squad coming here. They did well. But, I thought we stuck together the entire time. Yeah, unfortunate that we didn't get that result. But, we'll build on that and keep moving forward for the next match.
You've got 2 more home games here. What do you look for from those 2 home games? Is it 6 points on tap for you guys?
Oh, 100%. We're hoping that it's a strive for 9. But we'll get those 6 points in the next few matches. Make sure we come out a bit more energy. I feel like if we can have a bit more energy and jump on teams, we can do our job like we normally do.
Fantastic. Well played today.
Thanks, boss.
Back to the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Aaron. And thank you, Roland, as Aaron King gets the header in the 9th minute, and that was the first goal of the game. Of course, Seattle gets one of the 61st minute. Sergio Moto, the equalizer, to tie it at 1 apiece. Let's take a look at some of the highlights tonight. What a match this was between the 2nd and 3rd place teams in the league, and Kovar was outstanding here tonight. A nice little lead, and Moto buries it with the left foot. That tied it up in the 61st minute. Moto would leave the game late in the contest, picked up a red card in physical play, but great play between both these teams. Syed Robinson, Kofar going at it. Kofar would later lead the game. Substitution, a great substitution on the part of Seattle. And you can see there just the presence of Damian Lowe. He was fantastic defensively tonight for Seattle. And Moda up ahead. And Seattle did a great job. 11-7 advantage shots. And Seattle really flipped the switch in the second half, Roland.
They did. Seattle Sounders FC2, they came out brilliantly in the second half. They had the better of the chances, to be honest with you, in the second half. It's basically a game of 2 halves. I know that's a cliche, but the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, they clearly won the first half 1-0. The Seattle Sounders FC2 won the second half 1-0. 1-1 result, fair enough in the end.
Well, a big point for the Switchbacks. They stay right in the hunt for the Western Conference title now at 32 points, and Seattle with 33 points. That has them tied atop the Western Conference standings with the LA Galaxy 2, which, oddly enough, we will see them on the 31st of this month, of Friday night, so a bit of a break for the Switchbacks, and they can use it before they take on another premier team in this league.
It is a bit of a break for the Switchbacks, but head coach Steve Turchu, he's going to practice these guys hard. He's going to run them hard. He's going to have them ready for that game against the LA Galaxy 2. Again, one of the finer teams in the USL Western Conference and the entire USL, actually, coming in here to Sand Creek Stadium for their first trip up here to high altitude to face the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. And head coach Steve Turchu is going to have his charges ready for that game.
Well, the unbeaten streak here at Sand Creek Stadium still intact. That's now 8 consecutive matches that they have stayed at least above a loss. Obviously, it tied tonight. The second time this season, that's the second consecutive match they have tied this season. So the Switchbacks, again, right there in fine position with 32 points. Well, that is going to wrap it up for our broadcast here tonight. For Roland Vargas and our entire crew, I'm Josh Howe saying good night from Sand Creek Stadium, where the Switchbacks and Sounders FC2 ended a 1-1 draw.